Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Was Cheated by Uraraka and Became Superior Spider-Man Movie 1. Before we start, please go support DarkUnknownReader for writing that awesome fanfic. Izuku was heading back to the dorm to see his girlfriend, but on the way he heard his class talking about his girlfriend being with someone else. He sneaked himself towards her dorm room. When he was near it, he hears her moan. He didn't care about her or his classmate anymore. He went to the support course to create a new suit for him. He used to be a secret vigilante, but now he decided to be an anti-hero. He won't be like how he once was. He won't let people walk over him again. He will show them who is better. He will show them who is the superior hero. I will show who is more superior. Izuku Midoriya was seen returning to his dorm. He was tired after he looked like he had been in a fight. He was finally going to relax after such a long time. On his way he saw some of his friends talking with each other, so he sneaked a bit closer to them but only in hearing range. Then he would at least know what they are talking about. Bakugo. So she is doing it with him right now as we speak, right? Kirishima. Yes, and from what I heard when going to ask them something they were still going at it. Jiro. How long should we hide this from Deku? Mina. Well, he takes things way too slow, that is why she is cheating on him. Toru. Agreed, maybe if he actually did it with him she wouldn't have done this. I bet she would break up with him soon. Siro. Same, there's no way she wants to stay with him. Ida. Even though we shouldn't allow this, maybe he should learn that before anything else except his family, his girlfriend comes first. Tsuyu. He also sometimes not there on time for their date. Denki. What if he finds out? Kirishima. Even if he finds out, it wouldn't really matter because it was his own fault. Denki. Yeah, you are right. Katsuki. Plus she will also need a real man. I mean, we are all more superior than Deku. Class 1A except 3 agreed. As they continued to talk bad about him, he entered the dorm. As he hears moans inside, he went to it. As he was close to her dorm, the moans became louder. Her door was slightly open, so he decided to peek inside and see his girlfriend being robbed by Shoto. He wanted to kick the door open and beat them, but a hand was placed on his shoulder. He looked behind him to see Uraraka. Wanted to do something new, shake her head. They both left the dorm and walked into UA. Both been quiet the whole time as Uraraka decided to break the silence. Uraraka. So you saw it, am I right? Izuku. Indeed, and I also heard the class talk about it, and they will take her side. Uraraka. I wanted to say something but Bakugo threatened me. Izuku. At this point I should just expose him for what he did to me in middle school, but with what have happened. Uraraka. You have trust issues. I can understand if it's hard to open up. Izuku nods as he explained his past to Uraraka. When they reached the support course workshop, Izuku asked Power Loader if he could use it to make something. He was allowed, but he needed someone to look after him. Uraraka promised he would look after him while they are inside workshop. With that he left, and both of them enter. Izuku grabbed two pieces of material. One was black and the other was red. Uraraka wondered what he was going to with those material. As he began to cut, and until it was made into a suit, but a part of the back was missing, she watched as Izuku began to construct both a mask and a new suit. When he was finally done, he looked at his work for a second and smiled. Uraraka noticed there was something about the part on the back. It looked like a spider. She then sees Izuku make one last thing. It looked like spider legs that could fold itself, then they were placed into something that was going to them. Izuku put his last part of his new suit onto it. When it was fully connected, he put on the suit, and when he gotten on his mask, he pushed a small button. He think of the spider legs return inside. Uraraka watches he retract the legs before they come out again, and they look ready to attack someone. She noticed something else. On his arm looked something like some kind of gauntlet. She looked at his lenses as they were black, and she felt like he was staring into her soul. Uraraka. Deku, that is a cool suit, but why do you look like Spider-Man? Izuku. Simple, I am him. But now it is time to show Class 1A who is the more superior hero. From now on I will be known as the superior Spider-Man. Uraraka was shocked from what she heard. Suddenly she felt a hug from him, as this shocked her even more. Izuku. Uraraka, please keep this a secret and tell the teacher I left, and the reason I left. Uraraka. Are you sure? Izuku. Positive. You can contact me through either my mask or my new web shooters. Uraraka. Well, all I have to say for now is I wish you luck. Izuku, I will be alright. As he opens the window, he gets onto the edge of it. He looks back and gives her a small wave with his hand before he jumps out and swings away, leaving Uraraka alone in the workshop. She looks one last time around it before leaving it. With Izuku, he was swinging through the city. This time he won't return to his class. They don't realize how much he have sacrificed for them, but this time he won't be there to help them. When he found some thugs that was trying to break some place, he land behind them. Izuku, I don't think you are allowed to do that. Thug 1, Spider-Man. Izuku, indeed, but this time. Suddenly he appear in front of Thug 1 and slam his into cracking his skull Oswell, making him bleed. He turn around as they all see his black lenses staring into their soul. Spider-Man, I will make you people permanently scared of me and break your body until you will only understand pain. Thug 2, everyone get out of here dash. Suddenly he was hit by web and pulled towards Izuku. Izuku punched him hard in his face, breaking his nose before he began to continue and punch him in the gut, damaging his organs. The other thugs tried to run, but they also suffered the same fate. As he was about leave, he heard a noise behind. Thug 7, why have you become like this? You were cheerful not so long ago. Izuku, people change when something have happened to them, whatever if they are vigilante, heroes or civilians. You people are just a message to the world that Spider-Man have changed. Now I am the superior Spider-Man. No more jokes, no more holding, and no more caring what happened when I stop holding back. He then left. After a while the police arrived to see the beaten up thugs with some even hanging in web. All of them looked like they were beaten to death. Their bones was broken and some have twisted limbs. There was blood coming out from their mouth and nose. This is just how bad Izuku beat them. This was also the best I could find. They wondered what happened to them. They knew that Spider-Man was involved because of the web, but they thought it couldn't be him until they heard Thug 7 mutter the same thing over and over again. He said, Spider-Man have become more brutal and named himself the superior Spider-Man. This made the police wonder what happened Spider-Man. While with Uraraka, she have just told the teachers what have happened to Izuku except him being Spider-Man. The teachers was disappointed and wanted to expel Class 1A, but Uraraka told them that they need to make the class try find Izuku or they will never become heroes. Until then they will be stuck where they are right now. They agreed with her that everyone in Class 1A except her and Izuku will not be able to become heroes until Izuku is back. After that she headed back to the dorm ready to face her class. Uraraka mind, karma is coming and it is going to be sweet. As she entered the dorm, everyone was sitting in the dorm. She just waited at the wall as they watched TV. Suddenly the channel switched to the news informing everyone of what Izuku have done to thugs he heaved across. Uraraka was a bit shocked but knew the reason. His anger of what have happened is making him send a message to everyone saying he have changed. Ida, that villain should be locked up. Class 1A except Uraraka, agreed. Uraraka, you people have probably been dropped on your head a lot of times when you were a baby. They turn around to see Uraraka just looking at them with disappointment. Bakugo, what did you just say? Uraraka, you heard me. By the way, the teachers want to talk to you. I will take my leave, assholes. She then walked outside as the teachers entered the dorm. With Izuku he have just broken an arm on Avalain. He then began to continue beat him up more and more. When he was done the villain was crippled. Villain, why are acting like this? Izuku, betrayal hurts. Someone cheating is making a lot more worse. I have realized that holding was my weakness. Now I am going to break every villain to make sure they won't cause chaos again. Because I am the true superior hero, superior Spider-Man. Izuku then slammed him into a wall, knocking him out. He then swung away. He had enough of holding back. He had enough of people that didn't appreciate him for what he have done. He had enough of all the hero that have looked down on him. He was seen as joke to them, but now he will show them he was far more superior. As he web himself away from the scene, everyone have taken notice to his new behavior and wondered what happened. Many think that he have been brainwashed. Some think he just changed. Some think he going through something, and many more, but only one of them was true. He landed on a rooftop to take a break. He been beating and cripple thugs and villains for 2 hours straight without a break. While he sit on the roof he reflect the events that have happened the day. Suddenly he felt someone was watching him, and when he looked behind him he sees a girl two-color hair. Her eyes was also two-colored. He had his guard up but the girl just disappeared from his sight. Izuku mind, what a weird person. like I care actually, but she wanted something. Izuku then leaves the roof going back to take down thugs. But he couldn't shake the feeling that something wrong was off. He finally found some thugs that try and mug a girl. He land behind them. The thugs heard this and turned around only for one of them get punched straight through a wall as a crack was heard. They all watched the black and red vigilante looking at them. They thought he would make a joke, but it never happened. Instead, he began to beat them up. When he was done, they looked like mangled corpses, but they were still breathing. He looked back at the girl that pouted at him. She had short blonde hair that ended in a pink color, blue eyes, and had a sharp plushie on her back. Izuku, why are you pouting? I could have taken care of them myself. Izuku, no offense, but that plushie probably wouldn't help that much, and those thugs would overwhelm you. Suddenly his spider senses went off as a thug was about to punch him until he heard a bang, and the thug was shot in the head before falling backwards. He looked behind him to see the girl holding a pistol in her hand. He was really confused because from the look of it the girl didn't have any weapons on her. She didn't even have one in her pockets, or the plush. You are probably wondering where I got this sweet thing from. As she spins the gun around in her hands before misfiring and shotting one of the thugs that surrounded her, Izuku webs the gun and pulled it from her. This causes the girl to gain another pout. Hey! Izuku, we don't want you shot a civilian now, would we? Fine, but can I join you? Izuku, sorry, I work alone, and what can you even do? You will see. Izuku, maybe one day I will. He then left as the girl gained a smirk. Izuku continued with him beating up all thugs. Suddenly Kamui Woods appeared to try and capture. Kamui Woods, stand down, Spider-Man. Izuku, why should I? Kamui Woods, because you are a vigilante. Izuku, like I care about what you say about me. If you want me to stand down, then you have to defeat me. Kamui Woods, fine. Kamui Woods tried to capture Izuku with his quirk, but Izuku charged towards him and began to dodge the attack. He then punched Kamui Woods in the chin before kicking him out on the street. Izuku jumped out to the straight and tried punch him in the stomach, but Kamui Woods avoided and used his quirk to grab a trash can and throw it to Izuku. He punched the trash can, sending it back to him. Suddenly his senses went off as he avoided a kick. He see who tries to kick him, and he sigh. Izuku, how many times have we done this, Mirko? Mirko, far too many, and you always make me look like a fool while making rabbit jokes. Izuku, well, this time I won't joke around instead. He let out an aura that made everyone more aware he have changed, mostly for the worst. Izuku, I will break you, if you want to continue. Mirko, I like to see you try. She then charged at him. Izuku waited until she tried to kick him. Mirko tried to kick him only for her leg being caught by him. He then began lift her leg up, slam her onto the ground. He then grabbed the back of her hero costume and pull her up on her legs. He then began to punch her as crack cold be heard on her bones. She began to cough up blood before kicking her in the face, sending her flying back. Izuku, tch, predictable as always. Izuku was about to swing away until he heard power. He managed to dodge the punch to see a yellow-haired boy with a cartoon-like face. He wears a white suit with a yellow million number on his chest, and on his suit is a red cape. Izuku, and who are you? I am Lemillion. Me and my friends will take you down. Suddenly his spider sense went off. He jumped up, avoid some octopus tentacle. He then felt his spider sense went off again, and he webbed himself to a wall. Izuku, who are you friends? Lemillion, they are Sun Eater and Nijire-chan. Nijire-chan, hey, why are a vigilante? What is with the costume change? What is your quirk? Why do you act like someone that only wants trouble? How old are you? Who are you actually? Sun Eater, Nijire-chan, please stop asking him question. You asking them to fast again, he probably won't. Izuku, I am both a vigilante and soon going to be an anti-hero. To show I am changing my ways, it isn't a quirk but powers I have gained. Something happened in my civilian life. I am 16, that is a secret. Both boys looked shocked at him as he is now confused why they are shocked. Izuku, what is wrong with you two? Lemillion, nobody can understand her sometimes due to her speaking way too fast. Izuku, let me go, she is the airhead? Sun Eater and Lemillion, you have no idea. Nijire-chan, HEY. Izuku, anyways, let's see if you three are more superior than these heroes. Lemillion, we will capture you, Spider-Man. Izuku, I am now go by the true superior hero, Superior Spider-Man, because unlike all other who only are heroes that show off and believe they are more superior, I will show them who is the true superior hero. Before any of them could react, he webbed himself towards Nijire-chan and kicked down towards Lemillion, sending both backwards. Sun Eater turns his fingers to octopus tentacles and try and capture Izuku. Izuku see this and web himself downwards before web the top of a manhole and throw it into Sun Eater's stomach. He then charge at Sun Eater and begin to punch in the face. He then activate his robot legs and stab Sun Eater in his legs. He then stab one of his fingers and rip it off, making him scream. Izuku then elbow him in the head before he suddenly felt his senses go off, as Lemillion appeared behind him and try punch him to cut, but Izuku swiftly avoided and try counter with a punch to the face only for him to phase through it. Izuku was shocked, but his spider senses warned him, and he dodged an energy wave from Nijire-chan. Izuku webbed himself towards her and punched her in the stomach before punching her in the face. He then used his web to under her and up behind before used both his hands to slam her down to the ground as she bounced off the ground before getting webbed to it. Izuku, 2 down, 1 more to go. Lemillion, you will pay for what you did to them. Izuku, I like to see you try. Lemillion disappeared under the ground only to appear Izuku. Izuku's spider senses activate, and he dodged the punch. Lemillion disappear underground again and tried again, but Izuku continued to dodge. Soon Lemillion was out of breath, which confused Izuku. He then took the chance to begin to gut punch Lemillion, making him lose more air. Izuku then knee him between the legs before twisting his arm and stabbed Lemillion with his spider leg in his, then did one last punch in the jaw as Lemillion felt like his jaw could fall off. Right before he passed out, he watched as Izuku was about to leave when he turned around and said, "Izuku, see ya, chump." Izuku then left the scene as people call for an ambulance for the fallen heroes. When it was night, he watched from a roof to see if there was any danger. Suddenly his spider senses went off as he barely dodged someone that tried to stab him. He began to avoid the person for a while. He then jumped over the person before grabbing the neck and slammed the person down. He sees it was the 2-colored-haired girl from earlier. He now wondered who sent her. "Izuku, who are you?" The girl stayed quiet. "Izuku, I said who are you?" He again didn't get an answer, which this time he began to choke her. "Izuku, I said who are you?" "She mute, you idiot," she couldn't answer you with her voice. "Izuku, TCH, what are you doing here? You don't even know where I am, but I am just here." Answer why she didn't say anything. "Izuku, fine, but I will find out who sent her and make them pay for trying to kill me." Suddenly he was kicked in the stomach, which made him lose grip on the girl. He fast regained himself before punching the girl in the stomach and throw her into a wall. He webbed the girl's hand to wall to make sure she couldn't escape. The girl was scared what he was going to do since he was walking up to her. Izuku began to search her pockets to find a phone when suddenly he was hit in the head with a bat. His head was hit right into the girl's chest, making both the girl and Izuku blush because where his head landed after being hit with a baseball bat, which didn't hurt him that mug. He pulled his head out as he looked behind him only to see the person that hit him with the bat, and it was Superior Spider-Man's mission. Izuku sighed as he was in his suit. In front of him was the 2 girls he met yesterday, with the second one having a mask on. Both are eating an ice cream as the mission he got was not even important to them, but they decided to tag along him. Izuku mind, how did it end up like this? Flashback. Izuku, wait, you're that girl I saved from the thugs earlier in that alley? As he then noticed something, she was wearing a white and pink shirt and shorts. She had boots that was the same color. She had a brown belt with different holders. She had 2 katanas on her back, and in her hand she held her mask, which was white with pink lenses. Her eyes was blue, and she had blonde hair with pink bottom part is pink. Yep, you can call me Gwenpool. Got to have someone to annoy him in his life that he also can tolerate. Izuku, why are you here and why did you hit me with a bat? Gwenpool, sorry, but you were too grumpy and I thought why not do that so I could tease you, mostly because if I didn't this story would be boring. This confused both Izuku and the first girl. Izuku, what do you buy this story? Suddenly she make face that shows that she have been hurt before rubbing her head. It confused both Izuku and the girl that is still stuck. Gwenpool, doesn't matter. Izuku just sighed because he knew this girl isn't going to leave him alone. He then looked behind him to try and see if could find her phone or something. Gwenpool, so you looking for her phone to try and get information? Izuku, why would you care? Gwenpool, because while you focus on trying to check in her pockets you probably didn't notice the phone fell out of her pocket. Izuku, TCH, and you probably know where it is now. Gwenpool, yep, I secretly put it in between chests. Izuku, buck you, why there? Gwenpool, why not? Izuku Sayas took a quick look at the girl because he didn't see how she actually looked, only that he could see she have dual color eyes and hair that was both pink and brown. There was a white streak on the pink side of her hair, white cropped wide, broad-tailed jacket with a pink interior, collar, a single pink button and large pink cuffs. Under the jacket is a brown over corset that curved in the middle, brown gloves, brown pants, 2 belts that was also on her pants. Her semblance will be useful for this story and debating on something that involves around her. He stopped searching when suddenly he felt 2 pair of round soft things on his back. Izuku, why are you so close? Gwenpool, well you did say buck you. Izuku, I meant it out of annoyance, not literally. Gwenpool, oh well. Suddenly Izuku's head was shoved back into the girl's chest. Izuku had enough of Gwenpool so he elbowed her in the stomach making her back up. Izuku, no more distractions. He then looked at the girl in front of her before he sighed. He freed her but he grabbed one of her arms, spin her around, and hold her arm behind her back before shoving her into the wall. Izuku, if you don't want your bones broken and internal bleeding then you better give me your phone from where Gwenpool hided it. The dual hair and eyed girl decided to listen and grab her phone where Gwenpool said it was. She handed it to Izuku but she could tell he wanted something more too. Izuku, unlock it. The girl listened and unlocked her phone before handing it to him. He began to see her contact as he see her name. Izuku, so your name is Neo, cute, what is this number? The girl now named Neo blushed from the comment. Izuku called the number as the person on the other side picked it up. So you took down the little spy I hired and meet that annoying mercenary girl. Izuku, who are you? I won't tell you but if you want to find out you have to do a mission for me. You can do with the 2 girls too but only you have to complete it. Izuku, why do I need to do this one? This mission require you take a organization down. I will send the information about the mission. If I were you I would hurry because you have 2 weeks. Tick tock, tick tock. Then the person hanged up. Izuku continued to look at the phone as the mission appeared. Flashback ends. Izuku, are you 2 done? People was questioning why they were just sitting at a cafe and the 2 girls was eating ice cream like nobody was looking their way. A waitress walked up to him and gave him a coffee. Izuku, I didn't order anything? Waitress, no but the owner want to give you one as a thanks for saving his child. Izuku, but I don't have money on me and when did I save his child and from what? Waitress, well it is on the house and you saved his child when someone was going to kill him and get rid of the evidence after exploding the place. Izuku, oh, but I can't accept this. Waitress, just this once accept it. Izuku, fine. As the waitress put the coffee on the table as Gwenpool and Neo look at him. Izuku, what? Gwenpool, are you still mad over the girl that cheated on you? Izuku, how do you know of that? Gwenpool, fourth wall breaking. Izuku, what? He look at Neo that just shrugs. He lift up his mask a bit enough so he could sip his coffee. He put his coffee back down as he looked at both of them. Izuku, why are both of you tailing me? Neo hold up a sign. Neo sign, I am curious about you. Gwenpool, I was bored. Izuku groaned in annoyance. Izuku, fine you can join just don't get in my way. As Neo gave a cute smile while Gwenpool celebrated by throwing her and Neo's ice cream into some random people. Neo's sign, my ice cream. As Neo bring out her umbrella and was about to kill Gwenpool when a web hit her back and pulled her towards Izuku, she landed on his lap while still trying to attack Gwenpool as Izuku have his arm around her. He began to drink his coffee and waited until she is out of breath. Neo suddenly realized where she sit as Izuku let go. She was a blushing mess. Izuku stand up as Neo was forced to get off as he walked to a trash can before throwing the cup away. Gwenpool, well, weren't you bold? Izuku, shut up. So you two know where my mission is. When I get there, don't expect me to wait. He then leave them and head to the location. When he arrived, he sees it was some kind of base. He called the number again as the mystery person picks up. Izuku, I am here. What am I dealing with in this so-called mission? The people here are working on a project that could end humanity. You have to destroy everything related to the project. Izuku, got it. Izuku see two guards walking by and he hit one of them with a web and pull himself towards one of them, knocking him out before quickly punch the other one in the head as cracks could be heard from his head as the other guard was knocked out. Izuku took a look at them as he sees they are in some type of suit that people working with radioactive stuff wear. He searched both of the guards and find a card with the name AIM on it. Izuku mind, so that is the name of this organization. Let's see what they are up to. Izuku searched for a way in until he found a vent. He web himself inside and crawl around. After a few minutes of crawling, he found a vent out. He opened the web and land on the ground. He sneak around since no one was around inside. He suddenly heard footsteps, so he quickly up onto the ceiling as two guards come by as they are talking. As they walked straight under Izuku, he webbed both of them up onto the ceiling before crawling around. He crawled for a while until he comes across a metal door that needs a keycard. He jumped down and looked at the door before punching it. Inside, more AIM soldiers heard the punching and look at the door. The door was about to fall when the punching stopped. They wonder if the person that punched the door stopped, but suddenly the door was launched into two AIM soldiers. They quickly grab their gun as Izuku web launch himself towards one of them as he stabs the soldier in the shoulder before he twists it. He then looked to his right to see more soldiers readying their gun as Izuku looked at them. Izuku, what way do you soldiers want to do this, the easy or the hard way? The AIM soldiers shot at him as he dodged the bullet. Izuku, hard way it is. As he webbed himself towards one of soldiers kicking him in the neck, he then charged at another one, punching through the glass on the helmet, and hit his nose, breaking it while some teeth fall out. He hit two other with web and pulled them closer before punching in gut. He then stomped on the helmet as a crack could be heard from both their skull and from their helmet. He picked up one of their pistol before his spider senses warned him that he quickly dodged someone shooting him. He then quickly appeared in front of the person before twisting the gun upwards. He looks at the soldier before shooting him in the kneecaps. The last soldier back up as Izuku slowly walked towards him. The soldier passes out of fear. Izuku look at the computer that the soldiers used and begin use it to try see what they were doing. He doesn't find anything. He then find a map over the base, as he sees their main working place are 3 halls away from where he is. Izuku mind, well timed to take this organization down. He leaves the room as he run down the halls to get to the main working place. He jump and kick the door down as inside many AIM soldiers were working on something until they spot him. Well, what do we have here? What brings you to our humble organization? Izuku, I am just here to finish a mission I have been given. Now who are you? Oh, pardon me, my name is Monica Rappaccini. I am the Scientist Supreme of AIM. Since you have found our base, we will have to move our little project. Izuku, not if I can stop you. He slingshot himself towards her, but his senses warned him as he was suddenly punched backwards as he sees a more advanced-looking AIM soldier. Monica, thank you, my Andrew, my fellow Scientist Supreme. Izuku, looks like this will be fun after all. He was then warned by his spider as a laser almost hit him. He looked around to see a giant head with tiny arms and legs in a flying chair. Izuku, who is the flying baby limbs with a melon head in a chair? This angered the person in the chair. I am Modok, you inferior-minded being. Izuku, but you still have baby limbs. This gained a small chuckle from everyone except Modok. It only angered him more, so he tried hit Izuku with his laser, but Izuku jumped over before webbing himself towards him. Before Modok could react, Izuku landed on his head before punching the giant head. He then quickly crawled behind the chair before punching into it, and ripping out some wires before jumping off as the chair fell to the ground. Izuku, please tell me he wasn't the strongest here. Monica, no, we just have to stall you for now. Everyone attack that arachnid. Izuku mind, at least they got it right. As the soldier began to shoot at him, not giving him a break, some other soldiers begin to move their work into some trucks as two people roll MODOK into one of the trucks as well. He saw this and webbed himself towards one of the trucks only to kick away. He got up to see a woman in black suit. She had blonde hair and something covering her eyes. The soldiers stopped for now as the woman held up her hand telling them to stop. Izuku, another one? I am Yelena Belova, but you can call me the White Widow. Izuku, well, Miss White Widow, shall we dance? Yelena, let's see what moves you got. They both charge at each other as went for a punch, but Yelena dodged his attack as she counterattacks, but his senses warn him as he dodged her attack. He went for a kick, but she jumped backwards before pulling out two metal batons as red lightning bounced a bit off them. She charged at him and tried to hit him with the sticks, but he flip away from her before webbing himself to her and managed to land a kick as she stumbled a bit backwards. Izuku, first hit goes to me. Yelena, unfortunately that is the only hit you're going to make. Izuku, we will see about that, Miss Belova, ready for another. Yelena, funny, I was going to ask you the same. Izuku let out his spider arms as he used them as boost to charge at Yelena, but she was prepared this time. As Izuku was about to punch her, Yelena managed to dodge and got closer before hitting him backwards with her batons, which gives Izuku a little shock of electricity. He saw her smile before he charged at her. He uses his spider arms to force her to avoid, which gave him the opening to hit her with a web. He used the web to pull her closer before punching her away. As she landed on the ground, Izuku noticed in the corner of his eyes a IM soldier slowly taking down other soldiers secretly. Yelena got up and charged at him before throwing of her baton at him, which he avoided only to be hit by Yelena's other one. She began to punch him multiple times before he catches her punch before flipping her over before trying to slam her down onto ground, but Yelena used her legs to catch herself, but Izuku did the same and did it at a faster speed as she slammed onto the ground as it cracks before her hands was webbed up. Izuku, looks like I win. Yelena, well, you still have to deal with the soldiers. Izuku, I think someone took care of them while you weren't looking. She looks to the soldiers and see all of them knocked out as the rest that was putting things in trucks was ready to leave. Yelena, you may had someone take them down, but... Suddenly alarm went off as soldier come to where he is and begin to surround him. He look and see Monica have pressed the alarm button. Monica, you lose, Spider-Man. Suddenly something was heard in the distance. It sound Russian music which confused everyone. Out of nowhere a pink and white tank blew the door up as it began to shoot at the soldiers. Izuku heard a voice he never thought would actually come. Gwenpool, here is Gwenpool. As the soldiers begin to attack the tank, the two scientists Supreme escaped while Yelena still was stuck on the ground. After a good minute or two most soldiers was everywhere. Izuku see Gwenpool get out of the tank as the soldier that knocked out some others revealed themselves to be Neo. Izuku, you two are slow. Gwenpool, not even a thank you. Izuku just ignored her and webbed himself up to where Monica once stood and began to go through everything before getting out a USB port from his new web shooters and insert it and download the data. Izuku mind, they are planning something that involves everyone that uses a screen, but why? This also hold places where their base could be. The download was done. As soon as it was done, he went back to the two girls and one woman that was for him to return. When he got down, he sees Yelena still stuck as Neo and Gwenpool was playing Uno. Izuku, do I want to know why you two are playing Uno? Gwenpool, we were bored, plus Neo forgot to say Uno every time she have been on one card. Izuku, weren't you the one that told me that she was mute? Gwenpool's sweat dropped at this as Neo just placed down both her cards as she holds up a sign. Neo's sign, so got anything? Izuku, I got their bases as well, what they are kinda working on, this is a problem. A call come his phone as he picks it up. Izuku, what do you want now? You did well, but the weapon is still in the making. When you manage to destroy it, I will see you in person so I can test you if you become better or worse. Don't disappoint me. Take down the weapon is all I need you to do. Izuku wondered who the person is as he hangs up. It made him more angry as Neo placed a hand on his shoulder. While with the mystery person, he walked to a shelf as he grabbed a certain photo before putting it back. Hisashi, your son really have grown. I wish you were here to witness it, but as long as I am alive and working on that damn machine you sacrifice will forever be in vain. The Superior Six and the Project. If Izuku could describe his situation, it would be strangle someone till death. Gwenpool wouldn't shut up, and even Neil looked annoyed at her. Izuku, Gwenpool, if you don't shut up I am going to choke you to death. Gwenpool, oh, in what way, Mr. Superior? She gave him a smirk, and this time Neo had to hold Izuku back from killing the girl in front of them. Gwenpool was hiding behind a mailbox that came out of the blue. Gwenpool, sorry, please don't hurt me. Izuku, then stop be so damn annoying. Gwenpool, I can try. Izuku sighed at this. Neo placed a hand on his shoulder telling him to calm down. He do calm down, but he was about to discover he have been watched for a long time, and it is not the mystery person that have called them. Izuku have now killed a lot of thugs that just did what they did for waiting. They could see Izuku being more and more brutal. It was to the point that he will just punch a person's jaw off. It would terrify everyone, but luckily it was where no one would see. They were about to leave when all three of them was hit by a dart which knocked them out. When Izuku woke up, he see that he was in a cell with Gwenpool and Neo. I see you are finally awake, Spider-Man. My name Nick Fury and I am the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is comic Nick Fury. If you don't believe, feel free to search it up. Izuku, alright Mr. Fury. Why did you knock me, Neo and Gwenpool out? Nick, well actually I want to talk to you. Izuku, follow me. Izuku was let out of the cell and followed Nick Fury. They walked down a hallway. He was passing a lot of agents. Izuku, well you have a lot of workers. Nick, I know, we will talk in more private though. As they continued to walk, Izuku noticed a couple of people there. They were American heroes, but why were they here? Nick, if you are wondering why we have heroes here, it is simple. We have also recruited some heroes to our organization. After a bit more walking, Izuku encountered another spider person. But unlike his last suit, which was turquoise green with black parts, red web pattern and yellow lenses, this one had a red and blue colors with white lenses and black web pattern. Hey Nick, who is this, and why does he have a costume that remind me of mine? Nick, Spider-Man meet. Izuku, Superior Spider-Man, I am from Japan. Spider-Man, oh, I am from America. Nick, listen, me and Superior here need to talk. Spider-Man, you wouldn't mind me tagging along? Nick, in this case I do mind. Spider-Man, anyways I will see you later, my Japanese spider friend. Izuku, since when were we friends? As Spider-Man felt the dangerous aura coming from Izuku, he got the message and left. Nick Fury and Izuku walk into an office before they sit down on their own with a table separating them. Nick, alright, now that we are alone, I wanted to talk to you. Izuku Midoriya. Izuku was shocked that he in an instant stood up and glared at the man in front of him. Izuku, how did you? Nick, we have been keeping eye on you for a long time. He then shoved him a screen which shoved Izuku change suits and into normal clothes. Izuku, then why did you never? Nick, we needed you alone and for a reason, but then those two came along, and we had to knock you three all out. Izuku had a bad feeling about something. Nick, I won't beat around the bush any longer. Your father was an agent here. Izuku, what do you mean by he was an agent here? Nick, let me explain. The day your father was sent on a so-called business trip, he was instead sent on a mission and he got killed. Izuku, tell me who killed him. Nick, it was AIM, but he died almost stopping them. But their plan is still in motion, which means until it is stopped his death will be in vain. Izuku slumped down onto the chair, feeling heartbroken. Nick, let me show you something, kid. He then pressed a button and he sees his father in a recording with other agents. Hisashi, alright everyone, time to stop this plan. Hisashi, you know not all of us will return, right? Hisashi, if someone at least return, it is a success for me, my brother in everything but blood. As they charge into AIM base, they begin to shoot all AIM soldier. They advance more and more in until Hisashi, everyone fall back. They begin to shoot at something. It charged at them and grabbed two soldiers before killing them. Izuku was scared for his father. He heard a laugh as the camera it was shown from turned towards the people that was laughing. Monica, So what do you SHILD think of our little project? Too bad they didn't send more backup that our little project could slaughter. Hisashi, damn you. Monica, oh my, Hisashi, is that really you? Hisashi, so what if it is me? Monica, do you still remember me? Hisashi aimed his weapon at her. Hisashi, does this answer you, Hitch? He then shoot multiple shots towards her which a red energy shield blocked. Monica, why are you trying to kill me, brother? Hisashi, we aren't even biological, you were taken in by my family. Wait, she is your adopted sister? Hisashi, wish she wasn't. Agent throw a grenade at the project and upon impact it got a piece of it blown off. Since the grenade exploded, Hisashi noticed and told everyone to throw their grenades at it. Monica was shocked. Monica, kill them all except Hisashi now. I want my brother alive. Izuku saw everything and only got more angry at Monica. He watched as the project slowly kill more and more of the agents until there was only 2 left, his father and his father's friend. Hisashi, give me the rest of your grenades. Are you insane? Hisashi, I need to do this. Please look over my son and protect him before Monica gets to him. Alright, I will, my friend. He handed his last grenades to Hisashi. Hisashi smiled one last time before getting a serious look. Hisashi, say goodbye to your little toy Monica. He then charged towards the project with the grenades. He then threw the grenade when he was only a few centimeters away. While begin to run away, he sees the explosion, while hear Monica scream in anger and sadness. Nick Fury could the kid was crying. Izuku was breaking down. His father died saving his friend and stop AIM for a moment. Nick, if you want to stop them you will need our help, kiddo. Izuku, alright, but when I am face to face with Monica I will kill her myself, do you understand? Nick, loud and clear, let's grab your 2 teammates before I introduce you to your new team members. Izuku, this is about to be good. As they walked, Izuku kept his fist clenched. His anger was beyond that of normal. Nick, hey kid, are you alright? Izuku, finding out my so-called aunt is the reason of my father's supposed death. Nick, do you want some information on her? Izuku, gladly. Nick, she came into your father's life when she was only an infant. They grew up as siblings, did many things together. But one day your grandparents told her about her being adopted. She made it her mission to find out who her parents was and never returned again. Hisashi was never the same until they meet each other again. But this time they were on their own team. They fought to kill each other. But Monica would always escape. She then disappeared again only to reappear as one of the leaders of AIM. Izuku, and she made something that forced my father to die while protecting everyone. Nick, your father was our best agent and a good man. He would have been proud of you if he ever saw you before the whole superior thing. Izuku smiled a bit under his mask but suddenly felt his spider senses activate. He jumped over someone that tried to tackle him. He was on the ceiling while in a wall was a female that Izuku could clearly tell was his biggest headaches. Izuku, how did you escape Gwenpool? Gwenpool, I used a pencil's eraser and just erased the cell's door. Why are you asking? Izuku just looked at her with a face behind his mask that is wondering if this girl is mentally ill. Izuku, the thing you just said explained about how you escaped is the reason why I am asking. You have a problems that I don't want to know of. Gwenpool, oh come on, I am not that bad. Izuku, last time I checked you appear in a bathroom stall in the men's bathroom without a care. Nick, you are right, Spider, she have problems. Neo then walked over to them looking disappointed. Izuku, hey Neo, how are you? Neo's sign, well we got knocked out and kidnapped. I spent I don't know how long watching Gwenpool erasing a wall. How do you think I feel? Izuku got down and gently hugged her, which did calm her down a bit before he let go, but she didn't let go of him. Gwenpool, don't hog him, you damn ice cream lover. Neo just had a smug smile while flipping Gwenpool the bird. Izuku, please don't cause problems now. She just pouted while Izuku was having a mental crisis. Izuku, I really hope the additional team members I get won't be more of a headache than her. As he points to Gwenpool while she have a offended face. Izuku, you can't change my mind either, Gwenpool, you always acting annoying. It's either me or Neo that wants to kill you, so stop. Gwenpool, fine, I will for now. They enter a training room, but Nick Fury left it after they have entered. Nick, all I will say is good luck, kid, you will need it to take the three of them down. Suddenly his spider senses tingle and he pushed both Neo and Gwenpool away before jumping backwards, avoiding 3 light daggers. Neo and Gwenpool got up before taking out their weapons. Izuku was on his guard. He suddenly saw a cloaked figure appear in front of him. His eyes was white and his skin was dark brown. No one, and I mean no one, comment anything about me on this description. If you know this person from either the comics or Spider-Man TV series, you know who I am talking about. Izuku, and you must be one of the people I am dealing with, huh? My name is for now a mystery until you beat me and the 2 others. Izuku, well, let's see how much of a challenge you are. Izuku shoot webs at the cloaked person, but the cloaked person opened his cloak and the webs disappear into the cloak before the cloak teleported away and in front of Gwenpool and Neo. He opened the cloak and the web Izuku have shoot and they were hit in the head. Izuku was shocked at this. Izuku mind, this power have a good defense, which means he needs someone to be his offense that he needed to protect. But where is this person? He then had an idea. He quickly shoot a web at the cloaked person again. The cloaked person quickly used his powers to consume the web before getting punched in the face. He flew a bit back, but Izuku wasn't done yet. He knew where the person would be. The cloaked person protected the other one in some kind of pocket dimension, and he was going to draw them out. Izuku, right now I only see you. Wherever your friends are, they should come out now, because I am going to break you until they save you. He was about to hit the cloaked person, but a light blue light dagger come out of the cloak and soon a female come out afterwards. She have blonde hair, blue eyes, a crescent-shaped mark on her right side of her face, and she was wearing a white suit. She began to make more daggers before throwing them at him, but he dodges them. His spider senses went off. He quickly jumped away, barely avoiding an attack from the third person. Neo on the other hand managed to get the web off her face and use her ability leave a fake version of herself while sneaking towards the cloaked person that was being healed or powered up by his friend. Izuku, well, a 3 against 1 doesn't seem fair, but then again. Izuku crouched down, placing a hand on the ground. He then charged at the female person and the cloaked male person, but was tackled into a wall by the third person. He was wearing a blue armor with white and red parts, a yellow core, and is a teenager from the voice coming from inside the suit. Oh no, you don't! Izuku began to punch the person inside the suit and not stopping. The female held a light dagger in her hand and was about to end this when she suddenly was knocked out by Neo. This shocked the cloaked person and was about to teleport to her, but was suddenly tasered by Gwenpool that somehow have managed to tase him while still being blinded. What in the? He was then hit hard in the front. Izuku activated his spider legs and was about to stab him when Spider-Man come in and stop him. Spider-Man, hey, calm down. Izuku, why should I? Nick, because this was a test, and you all 3 managed to pass it. Izuku, pardon? Nick, indeed, this was a test. This test was designed to see if you would be able to handle things when your team is out of commission until they got back up. Izuku, there is more to it, isn't there? Nick, indeed there is, but for now let's introduce you to your new team members. The 3 people he just have fought is now standing in a line in front of him. Female, my name is Dagger. My power enable me to generate in excess of the psionic energy possessed by all living beings, which I can release as light, usually light knives fired from my fingers. My name is Cloak. My powers is from the darker side. I am capable of turning intangible and teleport through the dark force, but I also need Dagger's light to help me recharge my powers. I am Patrioter. I use the advanced armor my father have created. Izuku, guess we also have to introduce ourselves. I am the Superior Spider-Man. Patrioter, are you a fan of my friend? Izuku, I didn't know he existed during the time I myself was called the Spider-Man. I have the same abilities as the jokester over there. He points to Spider-Man, which make a few laugh. Spider-Man, HEY. Izuku, and I have a quirk that let me stockpile energy to make me stronger. Neo sign, I am Neo, it is short for Neapolitan. My powers let me create illusions, but if they are hit, they will shatter like glass. As Gwenpool was about to open her mouth, it was webbed shut by Izuku. Izuku, no more headaches for today. Nick, since that is over, let's bring you to where you will stay. They follow Nick to a jet with Spider-Man following after them as well. Izuku was keeping quiet. He felt someone hold his shoulder, and he see Neo have put her hand on it. He can tell she is nervous. He grabs her hand, which made her feel safer. When they entered the jet, Neo wouldn't let go of Izuku, which ended up him webbing Gwenpool's mouth shut. While flying, Neo fell asleep on his shoulder, and he let her. Spider-Man, hey Superior? Izuku, you need something? Spider-Man, why do you act like we need to be careful with our words? You seem like a nice person, but there must be a reason why you act the way you do. Izuku clenched his fist, which made everyone aware he was angry. Spider-Man, you don't need to. Izuku, before I begin to act like this, I was dating someone and had a class I once called my friends. But that all came crashing down when I found out they all didn't care about my feelings. They hide the fact the girl I was dating cheated on me and said it was my fault. It didn't help that I was treated as garbage by my middle school, which made me their punching bag for not only students but also teachers. Spider-Man, I see, you act like this because the amount of anger you have saved up ended up being too much, which is the reason why you act like the way you do now. Izuku, indeed. He just looked down as he felt Neo hugged him while in her sleep. He smiled a bit before stopping. Spider-Man, do you think you will ever find love again? Izuku, it is hard to trust someone now. I don't know if I ever will fall in love again. Spider-Man, I can understand what you are coming from, but maybe one day that will change. Izuku, what makes you think that? Spider-Man, I know even if people can't see your face under the mask that you smiled when she hugged you, even though you may not open up now, she will be the one probably with the right key to open up the doors to the treasure that is your heart. Izuku, maybe. He then leaned back a bit before closing his eyes, feeling not a bit of worry for what will happen next and thinking if Spider-Man said was right, that Neo will be the one to open up his heart again. New school but still almost same old hero teaching. Izuku felt the jet land on something. He wake up to see a sleeping Neo still on his shoulder. He looked towards the other as they have a smirk on their face. Izuku, say one word and I will rip off every one of your arms and then legs. Spider-Man, calm down lover boy, we have arrived at your new home, you could say. Welcome to the Triskelion. Izuku, looks like a private island with a giant skyscraper on it. Gwenpool, do you really have to be so brutally honest? Izuku, how much do you want your school to be crushed? Dagger, he must have some issues. Cloak, let's try not to too much on his bad side. The last thing we want is him to try kill us. Dagger, fair point. Izuku, trust me right now, so many people can get on my bad side, so try your best not to piss me off. Dagger, it can't be that hard. He then points to Gwenpool, then Spider-Man. Cloak, so we just do not to act like them. Izuku, yes. He nudged Neo to wake her up. She wakes up to realize that she have fallen asleep on Izuku. She gained a giant blush before quickly removing her head from his shoulder. She quickly tried to write she was sorry, but Izuku stopped her. Izuku, you looked comfortable, so I decided to let you rest on me. She calmed down after that, but now she is just embarrassed that she have fallen asleep on him without his permission. They walked into Triskelion. They watch as there are only superhero teens walking around here. Why, oh Spider, have you gotten another clone or what? As in one of you weren't enough. Calm down Tiger, we don't even know how he act yet, so no jumping to conclusion. He is right, I sense a lot of suppressed rage within him as a giant storm. He needs to be calm as gentle snow. Spider-Man, alright Gwenpool, Neo and Superior meet my team, this is Power Man. Power Man, what's up dude and girls? Spider-Man, Iron Fist. Iron Fist, namaste, it is an honor to meet you three. Spider-Man, White Tiger. White Tiger, I hope you aren't like him. Izuku, I go by now Superior Spider-Man, just call me Superior, should be easier to know. White Tiger, alright Superior. Spider-Man, lastly Buckethead. Gwenpool snickered while Neo looked like she is giggling, but they could tell she found it funny while Izuku just shake his head. My name is Nova, just because you are my leader doesn't mean you can keep calling me that. Yes, I am using the Ultimate TV series, but I will also use a bit of comics. Too lazy to find each picture individually, so decided to find a picture of his whole team. Izuku, so White Tiger, does this happen often? White Tiger, you have no idea how annoying those two can get. Izuku, at least none of them are stupid perverts. White Tiger, thankfully and Spider-Man have a girlfriend. Izuku, I feel bad for her. White Tiger, let me tell you, I feel more bad for him due to what his girlfriend got her powers from. Suddenly a Spider-Man was tackled to the ground by a girl in black suit with red lenses, a big red spider that stretched itself to her arms and legs and cover her arms except her fingertips. You are back. Spider-Man, yep, have you met the new spider? New spider? She looks towards Izuku that give her a wave before crossing his arms again. Hello, my name is Spider-Woman, nice to meet you. Izuku, Spider-Man, sorry about him, he had to deal with being cheated on and his former friends kept it hidden. Spider-Woman, man, they sound worse, Dr. Octopus. Izuku, so I heard you also have powers, what are they? Spider-Woman, this suit is actually my powers, it was a former sentient thing called Carnage. Izuku, alright, now if you excuse me, I want the rest of this tour over. Gwenpool, lighten up a bit. She suddenly had web cover her mouth as she tries to remove it. Izuku, I also want the tour headacheless. Gwenpool hit Izuku in annoyance, as he just didn't care. Izuku, I don't know why, but I suddenly just felt like vanishing from the face of the earth. White Tiger, how come you aren't a villain yet is kinda weird to me. Izuku, have been debating for a long time. They then continued the tour with Spider-Man's team. Izuku was impressed by the Triskelion, but he also wants to be anywhere but near 3 headaches at the same time. He does wonder what is happening back in Japan. Izuku mind, wonder how mom is, I got to tell her what have happened, maybe I should call her. Spider-Man, and this is where you all sleep, now any questions? Izuku, not really, classes start soon. Dagger, Cloak, please bring them to their classroom. Dagger, you can count on us. Izuku just rolled his eyes under his mask. Izuku, I am going to call someone, so don't say anything while I am calling. He then walked out of hearing range from the group. He then called his mother. He waited for a few minutes before a worried Inko picked up. Inko, Izuku, my baby, are you alright? Where are you? Please tell me you are okay. Izuku, Mom, I am fine, heartbroken, hurt and angry but fine. Inko, what do you mean by heartbroken? Izuku, Mom, she cheated on me. There was a long silence that hung in the air as the people all looked towards Izuku. Suddenly all heard the most angriest mother ever heard. Inko, she did what? I am going kill that. Izuku quickly muted his mom as he looked towards the other. Izuku, you didn't hear anything, did you? Neo nodded, confirming they did. Izuku sighed at this. He then waited a good minute before unmuting his mother. Izuku, have you calmed down? Inko, not really, but close enough. Izuku, I am alright, but I don't truly know if I can open up my heart again. Her betrayal hurt the most. You at least knew why I was always late home sometime, but she never really allowed me to explain. Inko, Izuku, my boy, she was not the right for you then. Build up a bond with the person you feel most comfortable with. Izuku, I will see if that ever happen. Inko, I know you will one day open up again. Izuku, Mom, I know what happened to Dad. Inko, what happened to him? Izuku, he was killed by his adopted sister's project that would harm humanity, but he stopped it. Inko, please, if you are going after her, stay safe. Izuku, I will, love you. Inko, love you to my son. He then hangs up before going back to the group. Cloak, ready to go? Izuku, yes, I am ready to go. Cloak and Dagger then took the Gwenpool, Neo and Izuku towards their first class, which was a heroic teaching class. Izuku, feels like I am back in my former hero school. Dagger, well, we mostly have agents teaching us here, and there's sometimes a lot of homework, but it is. Izuku just slammed his head on the nearest screen. Everyone in the classroom just looked at him. Is he alright? Dagger, don't worry, he is just negative. What have made him so grumpy? Izuku, existing. Everyone just sweat drop at this. They could tell he was being serious. Neo's sign. He really isn't happy being here. But then again he was forced to be here. Izuku just was gloomy as everyone was just sweat dropping harder. Suddenly Neo was pushed forward by Gwenpool. Gwenpool, cheer him up, girl. Neo could just sigh. She knew that Gwenpool will force her either way to do something to cheer him up. She just walked over and hugged him. I don't know why, but I just imagined a giant battery that is on low percentage while Neo that have a full one walks up to Izuku hugging him tightly with a smile as Izuku look at her as his battery suddenly begin charging to max while being hugged by Neo. Izuku, please let go and let me die slowly. Cloak, looks like it isn't working. Gwenpool, just give it time, his battery just need to charge up. Is he a robot? My scanner shows he is 100% human. Gwenpool, just give him a minute or two. If anything, we got abducted by S.H.I.E.L.D. and ended up here and gods know when he last slept. That is unhealthy. Gwenpool, trust me, rather have him tired than to kill you. Spider-Man, what is happening here? This shocked the group. They all turned to Izuku that seemed to feeling a little better. Gwenpool, anyone want to make a bet? Dagger, what type of bet? Gwenpool, that those two will date. Spider-Man, you are on, $50 they will date in a month. Spider-Woman, please, those two will date beforehand, $60 in 3 weeks. They then all begin to bet as Gwenpool just smirked. Gwenpool, mind, easy money of my life. After a while Izuku just give up on trying to be grumpy, and went to find his seat with Neo being dragged with him, while she is still hugging him. Gwenpool, as people call people that act shy and deny their feelings towards the one they love, he is a tsundere. She was hit by a web shutting her up. They looked towards Izuku as he was flipping Gwenpool off. Izuku, can we get this over with? He find his seat and sit down as Neo saw beside him. Alright, we have gotten 3 new people joining us here. To you 3 I am Agent Coulson. Izuku, Neo and Gwenpool listened to Coulson speak for what felt like hours about how heroes should be, about what they should focus on. He also explained about how they should make sure they didn't harm civilians with their powers. Izuku had already dealt with something similar in UA. He didn't want to listen but kept focus and did his work what was showed on the screen in front of him. When the lesson was over, Cloak and Dagger told them to follow them as they were going to show the cafeteria. Izuku, I hated that class. Cloak, it will get better with time. Izuku, I hope, because if not then I am going to bang my head at the nearest wall. Gwenpool, try B. Izuku, please shut up. Out of everyone here Neo is the only I can tolerate. Suddenly a bunch of squirrels attacked Izuku as he was tackled down by them. They could tell that Izuku was going to blow up at some point if this continued. Sorry, they just decided to do that. Izuku, get this tree rats off me. Hey, don't. Gwenpool, listen, if you value your life, don't tick him more off. Alright then, I guess I should introduce myself. I am Squirrel Girl, pleasure to meet you. Gwenpool, I am Gwenpool and this is Neo. The person your squirrels have attacked is Superior Spider-Man. He is from Japan, and he didn't know there were other spider people until today. They all heard a squeak as they turned to Izuku that was beginning to choke the squirrels. They all rush over to stop him as many people watched this. After what took several minutes, they managed to get the squirrels away from Izuku. Squirrel Girl, sorry. Izuku, I wish this day could become better. Cloak, he really need to get over that girl. Izuku, I did find a way. This piqued everyone's curiosity. Izuku, breaking villains and thugs till they wish they were dead and murder predators, not the alien. Everyone's mind, he need way too much therapy. Izuku, I have a feeling you guys just said I need therapy. I do not need that unless what you are saying is a snack I can eat, then I will try. But actual therapy, sorry, never heard of it. Everyone just looked at him in shock. Izuku, Cloak and Dagger, please show us where the cafeteria. We hadn't eaten in a day and a half. Suddenly both Gwenpool and Neo's stomach rumbles. Gwenpool, yeah, he is right, we could use some food. Cloak and Dagger begin to continue their way. Izuku saw how when they passed their friend he can see how they really care about each other. He wouldn't show it, but he's small behind his mask. He could tell they really care about each other, and he remembered the only friend he have that care about him. How his mother, mentor, and teacher cared about him. But mostly how the new people he have meet cared about him. He chuckled a bit. Gwenpool, did you just? Izuku, maybe. He just continued to follow Cloak and Dagger. Maybe he will try be a bit more positive here. But just maybe. While in another place Nick Fury could be seen in front of a tactical armored man with a skull-looking mask. Nick, what do you want, Taskmaster? Taskmaster, all I want to know is if Hisashi's son will be able to let go of his anger. Nick, it depends, but from what I have watched from the security cameras on Triskelion, his anger will slowly subdue, but returning as Japan's former Spider-Man is not a possibility. Taskmaster, that is all right. Just promise me that he will regain his happiness. Nick, I will. Taskmaster then left Nick Fury alone. Nick Fury just looked outside the window hoping that nothing bad will happen and Izuku will be able to stop AIM from finishing their project. Back at UA. The day Izuku have left, Uraraka have been training a lot to the point her bones was beginning to give in. Uraraka have also spent time in the support course but privately to work on some projects there. Class 1A haven't noticed that Izuku have left, but soon their reputation is going to be destroyed. While they were relaxing, Uraraka enters. Tsuyu, hey Achiko. Uraraka, Azui call me Uraraka. Tsuyu, why? Uraraka, you know as much as everyone else in this room what have been going on. Bakugo, so what round face, Deku is pathetic. Uraraka, just like your ego. Bakugo, sorry, I didn't hear. He pops the explosion. Bakugo, mind saying that again? Uraraka, gladly, I said just like your ego. Bakugo used his explosion to charge at her, but Uraraka wasn't scared. Instead she just waited. Right before he could attack her with the explosion, she throws a red metallic ball at him. Suddenly web comes out from it as it sent him into a window. Ida, what in the? Uraraka, while you people decided to be lazy, I decided to take my time and do things. Mina, but how did you? Uraraka, none of your business. Just then Momo enters the living room. Momo, hey everyone, I just got back from shopping. She watched as Bakugo was stuck in web against a window. Momo, what happened? Uraraka, I made a little gadget, inspired by Spider-Man. Bakugo ended up being my test dummy. She then walked upstairs to sleep. The next day she texted with Izuku. He had sent her some prototype blueprints that she can use to help her. They texted about what has been happening, how Izuku have found out about his father's death, about his new team and he is going to a new school. Uraraka is telling today Class 1A's pedestal is going to crumble beneath them. Uraraka mind, time for them to suffer. She changed into her school uniform and head downstairs. No one was awake. She made herself some quick breakfasts before head into the school. Inside it she walked over to Class 1B hoping someone was there. She knocked on the door and the person that opens up was none other the Class 1A biggest hater. Monoma, what is A? Uraraka, I am not in the mood for this, but you want to bring Class 1A down. Monoma, what do I get out of this? Uraraka, I have all the dirt you need on Class 1A, keep me and Midori out of it, then I will give it to you. Monoma, now why should I keep you two out of it? Uraraka, he have left the school and I will actually be transferring to a new course that allows students to patrol with heroes instead because I am also leaving. Monoma, wait, why did he leave? Uraraka, all you question will be answered with the dirt I have on them, but if you keep both of us out of it, then it is all yours. Monoma, deal. She showed him everything they have done. He then sent the text to his class and invited Uraraka and that added Izuku in. 1B asked if what Monoma was told by Uraraka is saying is true. Both confirmed it before they both left the group. 1B blocked 1A and secretly have told everyone in the school what 1A have done. By the time 1A arrived, everyone was glaring at them and Niza have announced a new special hero course. This course was called Class Sidekick Vigilantes. The class are only for students chosen by a teacher to be in it. Those students are allowed to go with heroes on patrol and do their own as well, but they have to start Monday out that they need to report on. While Uraraka walked to her new class, she was stopped by 1A. Toru, and where are you going? Uraraka, to my class. Ida, you are in our class. Uraraka, I was in your class, but now I am being transferred to a new one. Bakugo, that new vigilante class, please, if anything I should be in it, then I can show everyone my true skills. Uraraka, more like you ginormous ego. Bakugo, what did you just say, round face? Uraraka, you heard me, your ego is so ginormous that nothing can even surpass it, not even Endeavor. Bakugo growled at what she said. Uraraka, stop acting like a chihuahua. I know it is hard for you not to act like one, but please try not to. Bakugo, I am going to. Aizawa, Uraraka, you are going to be late. He looks towards class 1A. Aizawa, stop bothering her. Momo, where is Midoriya? Aizawa, he left this school 2 days ago. Class 1A, what? Aizawa, you heard me, he won't be studying here anymore. He knows what you people have done, so does every teacher and all students. Mina, you snitch. Uraraka, I first snitched to the teacher when he left, second he found everything out himself, last even if he was here, you guys wouldn't been alive. She then walked past them and towards her new class, ignoring them yelling at her. Aizawa, just stop at this point. Ida, but she have broken. Aizawa, and you brats have broken Midoriya's trust. Uraraka told us how he changed, how he went from a nice person to a now cold one. She stopped him from actually permanently paralyze everyone here. The class was taken aback from what Aizawa yelled. Aizawa, you brats are a giant disgrace to this school, don't bother her. If you do, then all of you will be expelled, and this time I will not joke. He then entered into the classroom, leaving 1A in the hallway. Monoma, look how the almighty class 1A have fallen. Bakugo, what do you want? Monoma, simple. Midoriya have told my whole class everything, and we have exposed you to the whole school, including something that can ruin someone's reputation. Hope you have enjoyed the spotlight. Now it is on 1B and the new hero course. He then left laughing at them. 1A didn't know how to react as they now found out why everyone is glaring at them. They have been exposed by Izuku and Uraraka. They couldn't do anything about, they couldn't threaten them. Izuku have left UA and won't return, and Uraraka have switched class and will only be there Monday. They then look around to see every student that was in the hallway glaring at them before heading to their own class. Toru, our reputation is ruined. Bakugo, it is all Deku's fault. Shoto, calm down, he will get what is coming to him, he better hope we don't run into him again. Mina, yeah, I am going to melt his face off. Aizawa could hear them coming up with revenge plans and only sigh. He got a call. Aizawa, you need something? Yes, that Uraraka girl could really learn something if she comes over to America. I have the perfect hero that can help her. Aizawa, I will tell this to Nizu, but I will give her a month before telling her anything. Alright, but remember this is for her safety. Aizawa hung up the phone. He groans. Ever since Izuku have left, no one except him and the other teacher as well as Nizu knew what is wrong. They have found a note on the gate saying that they were going to kidnap Uraraka and use her as a weapon. Problems are only beginning and Uraraka is in more danger, and he didn't know how to deal with. Aizawa mind, I need to contact Nizu. If we don't send her there we will be in more trouble. Uraraka could be seen changed into her hero's suit and waiting in her new classroom. Most people was from the older classes. Then Nizu enters the classroom. Nizu, hello class sidekick vigilantes. So let me explain how this class works since it is new, but this is more of test class. This special class will have 2 more classes after this school year end. Next we call Rescue Field Heroes. The last we call Civilians Defenders. Hey principal, most of us are 3rd and 2nd graders, but why is there a 1st grader here? Nizu, well, first she was the reason for this idea. Second, she have been training for a while now, which us teachers have noticed, we were thinking of. Suddenly a phone rang. Nizu figured it was his and picked it up. On the other end was Aizawa. Many tried listening to what there was said, but what they got out was something about Uraraka. Nizu, alright, thank you Aizawa, I will inform her now. Uraraka, is something wrong Nizu? Nizu, yes, you see out of everyone here, you are going to be a patrol partner to a hero over at America. No way. She is so lucky. Nizu, Miss Hado, originally someone have to convince us why should she study there, but in her case it is a most. Uraraka, what is wrong? Nizu, Miss Uraraka, until you depart from here, we will not tell you. Uraraka, but... Nizu, listen, it is to make sure you won't be paranoid. Uraraka nodded, understanding. She was a bit upset but understood. If she went out paranoid, then it would only lead her in trouble. Uraraka, I understand. Nizu, I wish I also could tell you why, but until you are going to depart, ignore what the reason is. Uraraka just nodded. She didn't want to argue further. Nizu, before we allow everyone here to join a hero to help them patrol, everyone is going to spar against the big three that is also here. Third and second graders. This has to be a joke. Nizu, no, it is to test you all, so meet me at Ground Gamma. They then head to the training ground, and to say most of them didn't stand a chance was an understatement. The only person that was left was Uraraka. She wanted to show the older class that she was capable of being in this new class. She managed to put up a fight against the big three and took one of them down, but then she was blindsided and was captured. Nizu, Miss Uraraka, that was an impressive performance, but those gadgets, where did you get them? Uraraka, I created them. Nizu, I see, but you know who owned them, right? Uraraka, I know, but I am keeping quiet how I got the blueprints for them. Nizu, alright, I will respect that. After everyone have recovered, Uraraka was told she is going to patrol with Aizawa for a whole month. She stood in front of the 1A before knocking. Aizawa, hello, I guess you are stuck with me until you are going to another country. Uraraka, I will try my best. Aizawa, between everyone here, you and Problem Child were the one with most potential. Come in. When school is over, we are going on patrol. She nodded as she enters the class. It was the last subject for today, and everyone in the class looked to be in a worse state than when she last saw them. Bakugo was angry, Mina and Toru seemed down. Ida didn't even question why she was here, and Bakugo seems more angrier than usual. Uraraka, whoa, this class is depressing to watch. Jiro, why are you here? Aizawa, she is going to patrol with me, so when this class ends, me and her are going to patrol before she is going to be sent off to America. Mina, why is she going there? Isn't she too broke to even go anywhere? Uraraka, well, that was way under the belt, but at least I am not the one that looks like a wannabe alien and tried to get my hero name be the nickname of the Xenomorph Queen. Ida, apologize, right? Uraraka, here is a gadget I have made. She throws a web bomb towards Ida. It only had web enough to shut Ida's mouth up. Aizawa, I won't ask how you made that. If you were still in this class, then you are getting AA+. Uraraka, hey, as long he shut up, I am doing the world the second best favor. Mineta, and what is the world's best favor? Uraraka, making you lose the thing that probably everyone here you using at night, that is the world's best favor. Aizawa then began to teach class until it was over. When it finally was over, Uraraka was informed that her things have been moved to a new dorm since 1A can't be trusted. But while no one is looking, someone was keeping a close eye on Uraraka, and they were planning a way to kidnap her and use her to bring down Superior Spider-Man. Solo mission in Japan. Gwenpool, I am sorry. Izuku, I am going to break you in half. Spider-Man, she should really stop soon. Spider-Woman, like she would stop. Neo-Sign, she doesn't want to stop, to her this is a game. Then Nick Fury enters to see Izuku chasing Gwenpool around. Nick, she never learns, can someone stop them? Spider-Man, don't worry, I will stop them. He hit Gwenpool with a web and fling her towards the open door. Nick Fury enter. Izuku look at Spider-Man, but they couldn't see. Izuku, give me one good reason. Nick, I can, you have a mission in Japan, you are going to meet up with someone over there, try not and make a remark. Izuku rolled his eyes under his mask. Izuku, who do you think I am, him? He points to Spider-Man as Spider-Woman, and Neo tried their best not to laugh. Nick, fair point, but please behave, an agent will fly you out there, but how long the mission will take I don't know. Izuku, alright General Fury. He then leave them. Spider-Woman, he is going to face his part, isn't he? Nick, yes, but he was given this spy mission for a reason. If our suspicion is true, then he will be able to get 2 people here to safety with 1 mission. Spider-Man, wait 2? Nick, yes 2, right now AIM isn't our only problem, there is another organization after his only friend. From what I found out, they want to remove her quirk's limit, and control her to destroy everything. Gwenpool, this must be a really big problem, maybe I should. She suddenly hold her head in pain as everyone look at her. Gwenpool, alright I will stick to the story, no need to punch me in my mind to give me a headache. Spider-Man, are you alright? Gwenpool, well can I have a talent like Deadpool that you people don't know about? Neo sign, being weirdly crazy? Gwenpool, you can say that. With Izuku, he was inside a shield jet, he was sitting beside White Tiger, as she was flying. White Tiger, so how do you feel about this solo mission? Izuku, I am alright with it, I enjoy being at the Triskelion, but I do miss my mom and friend that is still in Japan. White Tiger, well we are soon over Japan, should I land somewhere? Izuku, don't think about it, just open cargo door. White Tiger, try not to be a pancake on the ground. Izuku, not planning to. Just when they were right above Japan, she opens the cargo door. Izuku get out of his seat and walk over there. He looked down before doing a front flip out. He was diving down the air fast and right before he hit the ground he used his web to swing. When people saw him again they were shocked. He already knew where he was heading first. Izuku mind, good old Japan, time to visit mom again. He then began to swing towards his mother's apartment, while somewhere on a building. He is back. Got to do our plan quicker or else we will not be able to force this world to our knees. With Izuku he have arrived at his mother's apartment. He opened the window and quickly head inside to change into some more normal clothes. He then went into the kitchen to make some food for him and his mom. When he was done with everything he heard the door open as his mother enters. When she sees him tears begin to form. Izuku, hey mom, I made some food. She ran over and hugged Izuku. Inko, I thought. Izuku, I am not staying permanent, I was in the neighborhood so I decided to visit. Inko, I see. Izuku, hey until my mission is done, I will need a place to stay. Inko, wait are you actually saying what I think you are saying? Izuku, I will stay here until I head back, so we can spend time together. Inko hugged him while crying as Izuku hugged her back. He smiled as he just let her emotion flood out. His phone vibrated letting him know he got a message. He looked to see he had a scout and rescue mission. Izuku, got the information of my mission, I should be able to do it without needing to be in my hero suit. Inko, this is great, come on let's go out, you probably don't remember that much from here. Izuku, why not, I am staying here forever, so let's go out to spend some son and mother time, we haven't done that ever since I was in middle school. Inko and Izuku ate their food. When they were done he was dragged out with his mother dragging him. Izuku mind, forgot how crazy she acts, I have really missed her. He was taken to the mall where he suddenly paused. Izuku, of all places, this is one where every man fear, the amount of hours we waste waiting, God I beg of you please save me. Inko, stop being so overdramatic. Izuku didn't say anything, Inko again dragged him with her. But what they didn't know 18 people saw him while one other also saw him. While waiting for his mother to pick some outfits for him he sat down, and was in his own little thoughts. He felt his spider senses tingle sometimes which made him wonder why. Inko, something on your mind? Izuku, just feels a bit weird being back here and I feel like someone is watching me. Inko, I am sure it is fine. She turns around to see her holding what seems like a guy that tried to stab her. Izuku, I knew something was wrong. He adds pressure the guy's wrist as he let go of the knife as it turns visible. Izuku adds more pressure as the guy is then revealed. Izuku, now who do we have here? Let go. Izuku, who are you and you better start telling me or else you are going to need a wheelchair. Random thug. I am just a random person, I was hired to kill you and your mother by the League of Villains. Izuku, run back to the League and tell them this. If they ever come after my mother ever again, then I will hunt them down and actually punch their jaws off before breaking every bone in their spine and rib cage, you understand? Random thug, yes. Izuku, good. He let go of him. Izuku, now scram. The thug quickly left as Inko looked worried at her son. Izuku, sorry mom, I just don't want to be anyone's doormat anymore. I was it for my class but never saw it. Now I just don't want to hold back because I feel like if I do, then I lose a lot more around me. Inko put her hand on Izuku's shoulder. Inko, I understand, you were wronged. I am not mad, just surprised. You have a reason. I know what Katsuki did and I am disappointed. I told Mitsuki about this and she will speak with Katsuki soon. Right now I just want the best for you even if I might not like it. Just wish Hisashi was here to see how much you have grown. Izuku, Mom, do you know what happened to Dad? Inko, no, nothing other than what I told you. Izuku, I will tell you what happened when we get home. Inko nodded. They left the store they were in and was about heading to another one when they were blocked by a group and Izuku felt the urge to swear more than the whole Bakugo family together. In front of him was his former classmates. Izuku, what do you want? Katsuki, you ruined our lives. Izuku, all I did was leave. Ever wondered why I left? Shoto, you snitched to Class 1B and now the whole school knows. Izuku, all I did was confirm things. Do me and everyone a solid favor and leave me alone or we are going to have problems. Denki, we are not leaving until you come back and fix things and get the beating deserve. Izuku grinned. Izuku, Denki, I could beat everyone here on my own, don't even try. Kirishima, being snitch isn't manly. Izuku, either is keeping a secret about someone's girlfriend cheating on someone, and that person they cheated with happens used to be friends. Kirishima suddenly found the sky interesting. Mina, can't you let it go? You are acting like a giant bully. Izuku, I prefer adopting a living xenomorph than seeing you. Toru, that was uncalled for. Izuku, who said that? Ojiro, dude, stop with the insults. Izuku, when you Quirk is actually useful then I will stop. Sato, comes from the guy that break his bones. Izuku, one word, diabetes, that is all I need say about your Quirk. Letting everyone know I am not making fun of diabetes. I know it is a serious thing. Shoto, that is enough. Izuku, want some tea? I just hope I don't actually pour the kettle over your face. Tsuyu, you are being a jerk. Izuku, at least I can be a hero during every season. Winter is coming, try not to sleep through it. Shoji, that is enough with the insult against our class. Izuku, your Quirk isn't worth insulting because I think nobody wants to step in Mineta's territory. Mineta, that was really below the belt. Izuku, go back to kindergarten. Mineta, you are too young to be a hero. Mineta, I am just as old as everyone else in this class. Izuku, wait, you aren't 8 years old? Sero, listen. Izuku, no thank you, want to be Spider-Man. Jairu, how many? Izuku, more than the amount of compliments you have managed to get from Mineta. Denki, that one was way too harsh. Izuku, mind charging my phone? You Quirk seems more useful for that, but I will stop for now. Katsuki, is that every insults you have? Izuku, nah, because at least I won't get a spanking from my mother. Katsuki, what? Mitsuki, Katsuki Bakugo. You. Me. Talk now. Inko, hey Mitsuki. Mitsuki, hey Inko and Izuku. Izuku, I am so sorry for the trouble my son have caused you. Izuku, don't worry, I don't hold anything against you, just Katsuki. Mitsuki, how plan are you staying? Izuku, only until my mission is over, so probably a month minimum, 2 if I ignore it for a bit. Mitsuki, well, good luck then. Goodbye for now then. Izuku, bye auntie. Inko, bye Mitsuki. They both watch as she grab Katsuki's ear and drag him away. They then begin to leave when Momo grab Izuku. Izuku, what do you want, Momo? Momo, Izuku, listen. Izuku shoved her away as she landed on the ground. Izuku, No, you listen. Be glad Uraraka stopped me because what I planned could have a worse outcome than this. Think about the action you have done, then realize that what you have done is the reason why everything have changed in this class. He then left with his mom. When they got home and have turned dark, Izuku changed into his suit as Inko saw the look. Inko, I can tell you need to let some steam off. Try not to kill that many. Izuku, I am probably going to break some bones maximum, but I will focus on this mission. He then jumped out the window and swinged away as his mother went to bed. While swinging, he saw Uraraka paroling alone. He swinged towards her and landed silently behind her. Izuku, hey Uravity, long time no see. Uraraka, ARGH. Don't scare me like that again. Izuku, so patrolling alone? Uraraka, Aizawa got too tired dealing with 1A, so I was told someone will probably team up with me. They said the person is from America and is the same one I am going to work with when I. Izuku, so I guess the one you are going to learn from is me? Uraraka, looks like it. Izuku, well, I will scan the city real quick. He presses on his lenses as he scanned the city. Uraraka watched the black lenses change from black to white with blue edges before back to black. Izuku, no thugs, me returning most have made them scared, but I did find something, follow me. He then began to swing as Uraraka used a grappling hook system in the wrist of her suit to swing. They continue swinging until Izuku land on the side of the wall as Uraraka used her quirk to float. They watch on the other corner, as they watch a little girl running while not far from her a man is running after her. Izuku, found out who I am dealing with and what my mission is. Uraraka, what is your mission? Izuku, see that girl, her name is Arie, Quirk rewind, I need to get her away from him, Kaichisaki also known as Overhaul. Uraraka, what is the plan? Izuku, tell Nizi you won't be able to return because now we are going to watch what they are planning before we strike. But if what I heard is true, then Arie's blood is used to create Quirk erasing bullets. Uraraka looks shocked as Kai catches Arie before dragging her back as both of them follows in the shadows waiting to strike. Phase 1, saving Arie. Izuku and Uraraka was keeping a close eye on Overhaul. They watch as he arrived back at his home before he goes towards a shed and opening it. He then opened a secret passage that shows a staircase before he closed it. Uraraka, what is the plan? Izuku didn't answer. All he did was jump down from the roof. He quickly took down the guards by brutally beating them. He then continued in and continues. Uraraka, so force our way in, got it. She get down and followed him. Uraraka, someone has changed a lot. Normally you would make a plan. Izuku, a lot had changed, you should know ever since you watched me create this suit. Uraraka, that was a stupid question of me. Izuku, trust me, one of my new teammates happens to annoy me every single day. Uraraka, better than having Class 1A annoy you all day. Izuku, I guess that is fair. Uraraka, well, I soon will leave here to head to America to be taught by you, only good thing that have come out while I was waiting. Izuku, have you made any of the gadgets I have sent you? Uraraka, only the web shooters, bombs and the grabber. Izuku, use the web grabber to pull them in, then I will web them up. If there is too many, use the bombs, should be make things easy. Uraraka, here I thought you were just going to punch your way through things. Izuku, just because I have become more brutal, doesn't mean I still am not smart. Besides, in here it is better to be silent. Now follow me. She begins to follow him. They come across a few grunts. Uraraka looked at him. He nodded as she shoot out a web grabber. It hit all the grunts, pulling them in. Izuku follows up with a web bomb, making them stuck to the ground. Uraraka, that went easier than expected. Izuku, told you, now come on, we got to move before more arrive. Uraraka, you do not need to tell me twice. They begin to run down the corridor. They only had so much time before other grunts find the webbed up ones. Suddenly an alarm could be heard. Izuku, they didn't take that much to find them. Uraraka, then let's pick up the pace. She quickly made herself lighter with her quirk. She then run past Izuku. It did shock him, but he sighed before he run at full speed. He quickly run past her before hitting Uraraka with a web and pull her towards him. He catch Uraraka before using one for all to run past the guards. He see a door was close to closing. so he speed up before sliding under while holding Uraraka. Uraraka, can you put me down now? Izuku, sure. He drops her as she land hard on the ground. She playfully glare at him. Uraraka, really? Izuku, you asked me to put you down, not my fault you couldn't just use your quirk. Uraraka, I have missed this side of you, the playful one that wasn't so brutal. Izuku, unfortunately he won't come back. Uraraka, how about he just returns sometimes, just to let go of all the seriousness Superior have? Izuku, we will see. Seems like the spider and his girlfriend are having a fight. They both blush before turning towards the voice to see a giant man with a mask that covered his face, white shirt, black pants and black boots staring them down. Uraraka, first, me and him are only friends, we don't see each other that way. Izuku, agreed, she and I are only friends and nothing else. Uraraka, yeah? Izuku, second, where is the little girl? If you tell us, I won't need to break you spine. Well, Arie is in her room. Since you two have managed to get in, boss will need to transfer her. Izuku, alright Rappa, we can either do this the easy way or the hard way, the choice is yours. Rappa answered by sending a punch towards Izuku, but he caught it. Izuku, hard way it is. Izuku grabbed Rappa's arm before spinning him around and throw him. Izuku then follow up hitting him with two webs. He pulled Rappa towards himself before using one for all to punch him in the back. Rappa was sent down the hall. Izuku, find Arie, here take this tracker so when you have found her I will run to your location as fast as possible. Uraraka nodded. Izuku then turns to Rappa as he had managed to get himself up. Izuku, you still want more? Rappa, oh how I have longed after a fight that will make me go all out, don't hold back or I will crush you like the bug you are. Izuku, I wasn't planning to. Rappa and Izuku charge at each other, but due to Izuku's more smaller body, he managed to avoid a punch and counter with a punch of his own. He then knee Rappa in the stomach. Rappa managed to regain his composure. He grabs Izuku before punching into a wall while holding Izuku. He didn't stop punching into the wall holding Izuku. Izuku's suit was getting damaged, so he activated his mechanical spider legs. They stabbed Rappa in his hand, which forced him to let go. Rappa, I must admit, that was clever but it hurts. Izuku had to get out somehow. Rappa punched downward. Izuku managed to catch his punch again. Rappa began to add more force. Their body began to shake to see who will slip up first between them. Izuku heard footsteps coming from behind Rappa. Izuku used more force before shoving Rappa's hand away before pulling himself away by sliding under Rappa's legs. Izuku threw multiple web bombs down the hall as grunts ended up being stuck to the walls, ground and ceiling. Izuku, now where were we? His spider senses warned him, and he narrowly avoided Rappa tried to punch him again. Izuku hit the ceiling with a web before running around Rappa. Rappa was confused, but by the time he realized what Izuku had done, he had received a punch from Izuku that sent him backwards before he was hit with another web, making him stuck onto the ceiling. Izuku, I am giving it to you. You are a strong opponent. Maybe we can fight again, but I have a child to save. He scanned for his tracker before running towards the location his tracker is. While running, he continued to web up more grunts. Just when he was about to arrive, a wall of spikes appeared. He barely avoided them. Izuku looked behind him to see Overhaul glaring at him. Overhaul, you have been a real pain in the ass for a very long time. Izuku, well, that have always been my specialty. Overhaul, when I am done with you, you will wish you never entered this place. Izuku, let's see about that. Overhaul used his quirk to make the ground spikes. Izuku counters by using a web to pull himself towards Overhaul. Overhaul tries to hit him with his hand, but Izuku managed to avoid it before uppercutting Overhaul into the air. While with Uraraka, she has just webbed up the last grunts and was now standing outside of Arie's door. Uraraka, I need a keycard to get in. She began to search some of the grunts' pockets until she finally managed to find a keycard. She went over to the door and swiped the keycard at the scanner beside it. The scanner glowed green before the door opened. Inside was Arie under her blanket, scared. Back with Izuku, he had just punched Overhaul across the face. Izuku, you still want more? Overhaul, you don't understand, she is the cure to get rid of these filthy quirks. Izuku, what do you mean by she is the cure? Overhaul. Her curse of a quirk is called rewind. She can rewind things to a previous state. Izuku, those bullets, they aren't made of what I think they are made of. Overhaul. They are made from her blood. By using my quirk I have made her blood into bullets capable of getting rid of quirks. Izuku didn't say anything. He was shaking in anger at what Overhaul had told him. Before Overhaul could react, Izuku had hit him in the chest with a strong punch that sent him down the corridors. Izuku, I am going to make you pay for how much you have hurt her for your own selfish gain. Overhaul, you won't stop me from making this world a better place. Izuku, it will be one without you being in it. Overhaul used his quirk on the walls. Izuku barely managed to avoid the spikes that came out of the walls. Izuku then let out his mechanical spider legs. He then sprint towards Overhaul. Izuku stabbed Overhaul in his hands before slamming him into the wall. Izuku then began to punch Overhaul in the head. Izuku, this is for all the pain you have caused her. He continued to punch Overhaul. When he finally was done, Overhaul was unconscious. His face seems like someone had him with a wrecking ball over and over. He had some broken bones. Last he was bleeding a lot. Izuku, prepare for my next visit, Overhaul, because next time I am going to permanently get rid of you. Right now my biggest concern is Arie being safe, not some yakuza that think using a little girl's blood is a good idea to get rid of quirks. Izuku used one for all before punching towards all the spikes. The air pressure that came from the punch destroyed the spikes. He retracted his spider legs before walking down the corridor. Upon reaching Uraraka's location, he sees she is surrounded by a lot of grunts while also holding Arie. Uraraka, I am so sorry, Arie. Arie, it's alright, I am sorry for being a burden. Izuku mind, not on my watch. He quickly charged at the grunts. Just when he was 3 feet away, he jumped into the air before spinning around and hitting all grunts with webs. Most was stuck on the walls and some on the ground. He then knocked out the last grunts before looking at Uraraka and Arie. Izuku, sorry if I am late, just needed to fight Overhaul. Uraraka, what did you do to him? Izuku, make him have a giant hospital bill. Uraraka, brutal as always. Izuku, you must be Arie, right? The small girl nodded. Izuku, hi Arie, I was given a mission to rescue you, don't worry, I will take you somewhere safe. Arie, promise? Izuku, I promise. Uraraka then handed Arie to Izuku before they all three begin to leave the hideout, and getting outside they were meet with a bunch of pro heroes, as well Uraraka's new classmates. Night Eye, stop right there Spider-Man and hand over the girl, then we won't have any problems. Izuku, sorry Night Eye, but I won't. Night Eye, you have been interfering with our investigation, you have also committed many vigilantism. Izuku, sorry but you need to speak with the person that sent me on this mission. Night Eye, would want you to work for them? Nizu, that is enough Night Eye. Nizu along with Almight and Aizawa. Nizu, you are free to go Spider-Man. Izuku nodded before looking at Night Eye. Izuku, do not mess with me Night Eye. Uraraka, guess I will see you again soon. Izuku, indeed we will. He gave her a quick hug before swinging himself away while holding on to Arie. Night Eye, why did you let him go? Nizu, he is working with S.H.I.E.L.D. along with 2 others, you do remember how much power they have compared to me, right? Night Eye looked down. All Might, that is not all, he is the only one we can trust young Uraraka with. Uraraka was curious what they were talking about. Aizawa, Uraraka, go home and get some rest, you can take the rest of the week off from assisting Spider-Man with his rescue mission. Uraraka nodded before she left. While on the building, 2 people could be seen spying on her. 2. Should we strike now? 1. No, we need to wait. If AIM managed to pull of their project then this will be for nothing. We need to strike as soon as AIM is captured. When they are too weak to do anything, then we can kidnap the girl and begin Project Black Hole Gravity Tyrant. A day with Arie and dealing with 1A. It has been a few days since Izuku and Uraraka recruited Arie. The small girl have stayed with Izuku while also getting some new clothes and he had tried his best to make her open up, but Arie is a bit scared of him. Inko, she still isn't willing to speak? Izuku, I don't blame her, What Overhaul did to her is not something even I could recover from. Izuku then went over to the small girl as she flinched a bit seeing him. Izuku, hey Arie, I know you are scared of me, but I promise I won't hurt you. Arie just nodded. Izuku, how about we go outside and have fun? Would you like that? Arie looked at him a bit nervously before nodding. Izuku went to his room and hid his suit under his clothes in case he needed to change to it. They left the apartment and went onto the streets as Izuku was carrying Arie. Izuku, how are you feeling right now? Arie scared. Izuku, don't worry, as long I am here, Overhaul won't get near you. Arie, promise? Izuku, promise. While walking, Izuku got a call from Uraraka. He answered the call and held it up to his ear. Izuku, what do you need, Uravity? Uraraka, you can call me by my real name. Izuku, I could, but I prefer hero names right now. Uraraka sighed hearing her friend prefer using hero names. Uraraka, alright, I called to warn you that Bakugo along with the rest of 1A are heading towards your mother's apartment. Izuku, I am not even home. Uraraka, what are you doing? Buying groceries? Izuku, no, I am actually spending time with Arie today. Uraraka, and you didn't invite me? Izuku, well that hurted my ears, but why do you even want to be invited? Uraraka, I helped you rescue her. I know you could have done it yourself, but I also want to spend some time with her. Izuku, well I am mostly trying to help Arie getting comfortable around me so she trusts me more. Who knows what horrors he had done to her. Uraraka, well I also want to see her, so send me where you are right now. Izuku muttering, crazy woman. Uraraka, I heard that, if I could kick your ass I would. Izuku, the day you manage to do that is the day I retire. He chuckled at the statement as he hung up. Izuku, seems we are going to go on a little detour, Arie. Arie, why? Izuku, remember the hero lady that was there alongside me when we rescued you? She nodded. Izuku, well she also want to spend time with you. Arie was a bit nervous. Izuku, listen, she won't harm you, and even if she would, I am here and she knows she can't beat me. Arie nodded. She grabbed her face and began to pull it. This confused Izuku as he gently grabbed her arm. Izuku, what are you trying to do? Arie, I am trying to smile, but I don't know how to. Izuku mind, remember to break every bone in Overhaul's body next time I face him. Izuku, don't worry Arie, I will help you smile again, but don't hurt yourself trying to smile. Izuku walked to the train station with Arie sitting in his arms. They waited for Uraraka to arrive as Arie felt more relaxed in Izuku's arms as they waited for Uraraka. After a few minutes they finally arrived with the train. Uraraka, hey Arie, how are you? Arie, I am alright Kirby astronaut lady. Uraraka playfully glared at Izuku. Uraraka, you told her that, didn't you? Izuku, guilty. Uraraka, well then you are Mr. Grumpy Spider. Izuku, do not call me Mr. Grumpy Spider. Uraraka, but you are. Izuku, you. He hears let out a small giggle. Arie, Mr. Grumpy Spider. Izuku sigh. He knew now that Arie was giggling, he couldn't refuse. Izuku, alright, I am Mr. Grumpy Spider, but only Arie gets to call me that, you hear me? Uraraka, sure, but only she gets to call me Kirby astronaut lady then. Izuku, then it is a deal. Izuku and Uraraka looked at Arie as she seems to be still giggling. She held a small smile, but it couldn't be recognized as one. Izuku, Arie, do you want some ice cream? Arie, what is ice cream? Uraraka, Izuku, I hope when you return to capture him, make sure he wish he didn't hurt her. How could someone hurt her? Izuku, it is worse than you think it is. She has lost her ability to smile. Uraraka, I am joining. Izuku, no you're not, it is my battle Uraraka, my mission, so let me deal with him when the time comes. Uraraka, setting your life on the line isn't healthy. Izuku, the strongest warrior need to be willing to sacrifice themselves to protect the people they love and care about, no matter what. That was something my father wrote to me after he died. He sacrificed himself to protect everyone from my aunt. I want to make sure I can protect everyone just like him, even if it gets me killed. Uraraka was shocked at the answer, but didn't press him more on it. She knew Izuku was serious ever since the day he found out his former class only saw him as a tool. They walked to a nearby ice cream store. When they got inside, they wait in line as Izuku placed the smaller girl down and held her hand. Izuku, so what flavor you want? Arie, I don't know what. Izuku, take your time, we have until it's our turn. Uraraka, did you even bring money to pay with? Izuku, do you really think I am that forgetful? Uraraka, you didn't use your legs until after the training camp. Izuku was about to argue, but his phone began to ring. He grabbed his phone and saw the call was from his mother. Izuku, probably about 1A. Uraraka, can you just catch him and get this mission over with? If I have to deal with them again, I will lose it. Izuku, wish I could, but I still need to stop the supply first. Uraraka, well, isn't that great? Izuku answered the call. Izuku, hey mom, they still there? Inko, yes, they are wondering when you return. Izuku, tell them to come find me themselves because I have my suit with me. No way I will return home when they are there. Katsuki, you better return Deku. Izuku, see you later mom. Inko, bye Izuku. Izuku then hung up before Katsuki could start swearing. Uraraka looked at him as he just shrugged. When it was their turn, Arie got an apple flavor ice cream, Uraraka got a matcha, and Izuku decided to get a strawberry flavor mixed with lavender. He did pay for the three of them since he knew Uraraka couldn't afford much. Uraraka, you didn't have to pay for mine. Izuku, you could barely buy mochi, think of this as my treat for now. Uraraka, so I owe you. Izuku, no, I am repaying you for helping me rescue Arie, and I still owe you. Uraraka, getting me away from Japan and I am happy. They looked down to see Arie enjoy her ice cream. A smile slowly formed on her face as she began to eat it. Suddenly a person walked into Arie on purpose as she dropped her ice cream. The person continued to walk as Izuku handed Arie his ice cream and went over to grab the person. Random jerk, what do you want? Izuku grabbed the person's collar and forced him up against the wall. Izuku, I will give you two choices, say sorry to the little girl you walked into or I break all of your bones. Random jerk, I like to see you. Izuku grabbed his rib and began to slowly break the bones. Random jerk, alright, I will apologize to her, just don't. Izuku threw him towards Arie as he landed on the ground a few meters away from her. He tried to get up, but Izuku placed a foot on his back. Izuku, say sorry. Random jerk, sorry I made you drop your ice cream, kid. Arie, it is alright, mister. Izuku then took his foot of the guy's back. He quickly got up and left. Arie wanted to hand Izuku his ice cream back. Izuku, don't worry, just eat it. I don't really need to eat mine. Arie had a small smile as she happily began to eat the ice cream. Uraraka, you went a bit overboard on that guy. Izuku, he was being a jerk. They were just about to leave when Izuku felt a hand on his shoulder. Turning around, he saw Ida. Izuku, great, first asshole is already here. Ida, Midoriya, as you class representatives, I demand you to. Izuku, you can't demand shit from me. I am not a part of UA anymore, so leave me alone. Soon the rest of 1A arrived as he just felt like burying himself in a grave and never get up. Izuku, Uraraka, grab Arie and leave. I don't think it is good for her to lose brain cells this early in life. Uraraka wanted to laugh but knew he was serious. She grabbed Arie and leave as the small girl is curious why they are leaving Izuku. Izuku, I do not feel like insulting you, so please just leave me alone. Denki, you still need to fix our. Izuku, let me stop you right there. I am not doing anything. That is your mess, not mine. I am not your classmate, and definitely not your friend. Momo, but. Izuku, no. I am not helping you. You clearly only care about your reputation. This is why you will never be a hero. Many looked in their direction as Izuku continued to glare at his former classmates. He was about to yell more when he felt a hand on his shoulder. Izuku, what? Turning around he saw Aizawa. Aizawa, calm down, problem child, leave, I will take care of my students. Izuku, no, I will first leave when they have heard what I have to say. His former teacher nodded as Izuku turned to face them. Izuku, you people are the most saddest excuse for a people I know, and one of the people I am working with is a headache, but she is still more preferable than you. We aren't friends anymore, and we never will be. You broke my trust, kept the fact that she. As he pointed to Momo. Izuku, cheated on me with Todoroki, but instead of being good friends, you just blamed me. Sorry if I also want to have my own life, but you can't decide what I do with my life, and it is God's joke that you even found me. He always had it out for me since I known Bakugo. I thought I finally had friends. But I realized that you guys weren't my friends. I was just some tool you could discard whenever you wanted. My true friend Uraraka, she might have kept it a secret, but she was forced by you. I wish I never helped you because you don't deserve it, Bakugo. Hope you enjoy me not being there. He then turned to Momo. Izuku, and Momo, hope a few minutes of pleasure was worth it. Momo eyes it. Izuku, to you, my name is Midoriya. I have no relation to any of you, you're all strangers to me. Izuku left them. They wanted to follow, but Aizawa stopped them. He glared at them with his quirk activated. Aizawa, all of you back to UA, now. Momo, but sir. She felt sick as she quickly created a trash bag and threw up in it. Aizawa looked at her. Aizawa mind, hope it was worth it for her, because I know problem child won't help her. With Izuku, he got a notification from Uraraka that said Arie is back at his mom's apartment, and she will spend the night making sure Arie is safe. He smiled knowing the smaller girl is safe. He enters an alleyway and changed into his superior Spider-Man suit before putting on a mask and made a web bag to put his clothes in. He used 2 webs to catapult himself upwards, landing on a building. He looked over the city before swinging back home. After a few hours while stopping crime on the way home, he finally arrived at the apartment complex. Uraraka was inside his room reading Arie a bedtime story as the smaller girl was tired, when Arie had fallen asleep. Izuku knocked on the window as Uraraka opened. Uraraka, you're late. Izuku, stopped a few crimes on the way. Uraraka, how many bones did you break? Izuku, I won't answer that. I mostly am just going to drop these clothes off. He threw the bag inside as Uraraka looked at him. Uraraka, Arie trusts you a lot. Izuku, well, I hope she would. This is one of the reasons why I took her out in the city. I didn't want her to be afraid of me. I want to let her know that I will protect her. Uraraka smiled at her friend before she frowned. Uraraka, how are you actually, Izuku, after dealing with them? Izuku, drained, but they aren't my problem anymore. He looked away, not wanting to make eye contact. She could tell he wasn't alright. Uraraka pulled him into a hug as Izuku hugged her back. Uraraka, don't let them go to your head. Izuku, I won't, but it is hard to not ignore. Uraraka, can you promise to be safe? Izuku, AIM is worse than these suppliers. Uraraka, I know, but it is not for my sake, but for Arie and your mother's sake I am asking. Izuku nodded understanding. They let go of the hug. Izuku, feel free to work on some more projects. I have some prototype that I have already finished on a laptop I keep hidden under my desk. As he jumped out the window and began to swing away, landing on a nearby rooftop, he scouts the city while crouching down and looking over the city as it had turned night. Izuku, alright, time to take some of Overhaul's little supply workers out. He felt something on his head as looked up only for the feeling to disappear. Looking behind him, he found nothing. Looking back in front of him, he came face to face with a certain former third-year UA student, floating using her quirk. Nijire, miss me, Mr. Superior? Izuku, why are you here? Nijire, so not even a hi, how rude. Izuku, I am on a mission. Nijire, can I help? Izuku, no. Nijire, please. Izuku, no. Nijire, come on, I could be really helpful. Izuku, I beat both you and your friends when I begin to act less carefree, so why should I? Nijire, because I won't stop bother you until you say yes. Izuku could see her smug smile as he sighed at her. Izuku, fine. Nijire, hooray! hugging Izuku into her as he tried to force her to stop hugging him. The periwinkle-haired colored girl nuzzled her cheek on top of his head as he had just given up. Izuku mind, why did I agree to this? Taking down Overhaul's supply worker. Nijire, wasn't that a bit too much? Izuku, what do you mean? I held back. Nijire looked at him with a raised eyebrow. She then looked at the scene of beaten-up thugs in front of her. Nijire, if they somehow manage to recover from this, I will be surprised. Izuku ignored her and used a web to begin and swing around again. Nijire used her quirk to fly after him. Nijire, come on Mr. Superior Spider, you can hold a bit more back. Izuku, the reason I even changed is because I held back, so no. Nijire pouted at his answer but knew she can't argue with the anti-hero. He was dead serious on stopping holding back. He swung into an alleyway as she followed him. He used a web to hit a thug in the back before pulling himself towards the thug he hit, landing on the back of the thug and knocked the thug out. Izuku, hello, hope I didn't interrupt something important. Thug 2, crap, it is Superior Spider-Man. Nijire, hey, don't forget me. They turned towards the voice and saw Nijire as she used her quirk and hit them a spiral energy wave. Izuku was surprised how fast she managed to take them down. He webbed them up before looking at her. Izuku, that was... Nijire, that was what? Izuku, surprising. Nijire, well, I was a part of UA's Big 3, not to brag. Izuku, I am a SHIELD Hero student at the Triskelion. I have a team of my own, and one of UA's students are going to work under me. This is bragging. Nijire, show off. Izuku rolled his eyes. He ran a bit before jumping and began to swing again. Nijire followed him. Izuku used his scanner to see where more could be. Finding one on a roof, he used the momentum of the swing and let go of his web, which launched him up into the air. He landed on the roof nearby the deal as he spied not far away. Nijire, so they are more of the suppliers. Izuku nodded. Nijire, great, then let us take them down. Izuku, they are waiting, so let's wait until the buyers arrive. Nijire, but we can just catch them when they arrive. Izuku, have you ever dealt with rooftop deals? Nijire, I mostly worked out on the street while in work studies. Izuku, that explains a lot. Nijire, what does that mean? Izuku, it explains how I know how to deal with these people compared to you. Nijire, just watch me take them down. Izuku watched her fly over to take them down as he shook his head. Izuku mind, she is such a airhead. Watching her begin to fight them, he knew that waiting for the buyers to arrive was pointless now due to Nijire causing commotion. When she was done fighting the suppliers, he jumped from roof to roof until he reached her. He webbed up the knocked out suppliers as he looked at her. Nijire, see, it was easy. Izuku, yeah, it was really noticeable. Nijire, you don't sound happy. Izuku, let me explain what you did wrong real quick. You charged in and caused a lot of commotion, which alerted probably the buyers. Now they can just wait for the another people of suppliers instead. So why do you think I am not happy? Nijire, guess I should have listened. Izuku, I am right, you are a airhead. Nijire, that's mean. Izuku, welcome to reality, it is disappointing. He sat down at the edge of the building, as he was a bit tired after dealing with all those suppliers. Nijire went to sit beside him as he just scouted the city below. She looked at him with sad look. She could tell something was wrong as she placed a hand on his shoulder. Nijire, your life doesn't seem easy. Izuku, I can admit, it is troublesome no matter between my civilian or vigilante one, but the latter gives trouble to the former. But I still continue no matter how much trouble it causes me, no matter how much it messed up my civilian life. Nijire, why still do it? Izuku, because no one else will. I know what I am doing is for the better, but I have learned that I should stop holding back all of the time. My new way of fighting these thugs and villains is a message to everyone that I have changed. Nijire, does that also include your civilian life? Izuku, not that much. I am cold to a select people, but other that know me, I still will act like how I was before me being the anti-hero that is sitting here. Nijire looked at him with a bit of sympathy. Izuku hung his head low. Izuku, so much have changed, but I fight on, hoping for one day it all have been worth. Nijire, you have a lot of courage. Do you have a quirk, or do you only have powers? Izuku, you will find out someday. Nijire, come on, I want to know, please tell me. Izuku, keep it up and I am webbing your mouth shut. He stood up before using his mask to display a map. Izuku, mind, me and Nijire have managed to clear out multiple supply places, but something doesn't add up. It seems there is a pattern that forced me and her closer. He wouldn't want me to get closer without a reason. Nijire, something wrong? Izuku, we are being lured into a trap. He is using his supply workers to get us closer to his manor. Nijire, should we just abandon it? Izuku, no, we are going to fall in it on purpose. Nijire was confused why he wanted to fall into the trap on purpose, but she could tell he had a plan. They begin to capture the suppliers on the pattern. While getting closer, Overhaul was preparing the quirk erasing bullet to use against Superior Spider-Man. Overhaul, they might be temporary, but if I can manage to shut off his quirk for me to permanently get rid of him, then it is worth it. He glared outside. Overhaul, taking down that annoying pest will be worth it, even if I lose some of my best supply men. He then looked at the tracker on his supply men. They were all going to a prison, but that means the two heroes was getting closer. He couldn't help but smirk as his little trap soon will bring the downfall of Superior Spider-Man. With Izuku and Nijire, he had just finished the second last supply group. They were not long away from the trap. Izuku landed on the side of a building while Nijire floated beside him. Nijire, so, the trap is right there. Do you even have a plan? Izuku, not really, but Overhaul will probably try and get me tired. You try and hit them from above, should help us. Nijire, that is the only thing? Izuku, no, let me go first, then wait after I have taken down a few of his henchmen, then you can start taking them down. Rather you stay out for a small while. Nijire was about to complain, but Izuku, even with a mask on, gave her a look that said, not up for discussion. She watched him jump off the side and land in the middle of the trap. Izuku, alright wannabe plodge doctor, I have walked into your trap, come on out. Overhaul was on a building and was looking him from above. Overhaul, so glad you could come, you have been an annoying thorn in my eye for quite a while. Izuku, well that is what I am for right now. His spider senses warned him as he barely avoided a punch from Rappa. Rappa, miss me bug. Izuku, spiders are arachnids. Izuku was about to punch Rappa when a barrier blocked him. Izuku, so you brought everyone from your little friend group. Overhaul, all to take you down. Nijire, not if I have anything to say about it. She hit the barrier with a powerful energy spiral. It drained her a lot, but a multiple cracks was seen on the barrier. Izuku charged up one for all in his arm and hit the barrier, destroying it. Izuku then punched Rappa as he tried to block the anti-hero's punch with his arms. Izuku punched Rappa as he slided backwards. Nijire then was faced by 3 of the 8 bullets as she began to fight them. Rappa, it takes more than that to take me down. Izuku, I know, but I am not going down myself. Rappa smirked under the mask. He charged at Izuku as Izuku sidestepped, while behind Overhaul, Shin looked at his leader. Shin, should we really let Rappa fight him alone? Overhaul, while it would increase our chances, Rappa want to have his own shot first before you others can take him down, but you can capture the pest that decided to help him. Shin nodded, back with Izuku and Rappa. Izuku was keeping avoiding Rappa's hits as he was looking for an opening. He felt himself getting drained of energy while also his body beginning to be a bit sluggish. He began to struggle a bit, but he could still dodge and hit Rappa back with his strength and quirk. Rappa, can you stand still? Izuku, why not? Rappa watched as he stood still. He then tried to punch Izuku, but the anti-hero grabbed Rappa's fist and threw him towards Overhaul. Overhaul dodged Rappa's body. Overhaul glared at Izuku. He glared back at Overhaul. Izuku, too much of a coward to face me yourself, Overhaul? Overhaul, no, but all I need is you distracted. Izuku wondered what he meant. His senses warned him as he looked towards one of the 8 bullets member that was hidden from Nijire's view. He was about to dodge, but a barrier kept from being able to jump out of the way. Izuku, mind crap, I can't dodge when this barrier is down. Nijire saw Izuku is in trouble. She quickly flew towards the barrier, hoping she can manage to push him away when it disappeared. Not knowing she was getting in the way of a Quirk erasing bullet, the barrier disappeared right as the bullet was an inch from it. Right before it hit Izuku, Nijire pushed him out the way as she was hit instead. Her quirk stopped working as soon the bullet hit her. Izuku, Nijire, are you alright? Nijire, I am, but I can't feel my quirk. Overhaul, it was meant to be him, but it seems we stopped your little helper from being able to use her quirk. Izuku, this isn't over. I will capture you, Overhaul. But not today. He helped Nijire up before quickly putting an arm around her waist. He jumped up in the air holding her. He then began to swing away. Overhaul, after them. The 8 bullets begin to chase Izuku and Nijire. She was holding him closely in fear, falling down. A barrier appeared in front of them. Izuku let go of the web and quickly shot a web and pulled himself and Nijire out of the way. He quickly swung into an alley. The 8 bullets follow after them. They begin to look through the alley, but they didn't find them. While inside a dumpster under a lot of trash, Izuku had a hand over Nijire's mouth while keeping an arm around her waist from keeping her revealing where they are hiding, as she wants to get out of the dumpster. Izuku whispering, "Can you stop squirming? Unless you want to fight them without a quirk, endure the smell until they leave." Nijire stopped squirming as she knew he was right. Izuku scanned to see they were leaving. After a minute, he opened the dumpster lid. He then got out while Nijire got out after him. She wiped off some leftover trash that was on her body. Nijire, well, that was disgusting. Izuku, did you have any better hiding place? Because I know they would also check the roof. Nijire, I guess you're right. Izuku, well, I am heading home. Nijire, where do you even live? Izuku, Triskelion, but here in Japan, it is none of your business. Nijire, you could at least bring me home. I can't get back to either UA or my own home, so you could at least help me as a thank you to save you from losing your powers. Izuku mind, I don't know her since quirks and powers are different, but she is vulnerable right now, so least I can do is help her. She better not ask any more questions. Izuku, fine, I will bring you somewhere you will be safe. Nijire jumped up in excitement before jumping onto his back. Izuku was a bit surprised by her action. He blushed a bit under the mask from her clinging a bit to his back, but he didn't do anything against it. Izuku, hold on tight or else you might fall off. He ran a bit before jumping into the air and began to swing with Nijire that was clinging to his back. As they began to swing somewhere Nijire could be safe, while not far away, someone was spying on them. So the spider almost lost to him. He has gotten arrogant, but he is still a threat. Hopefully either the League of Villains, AIM or Shai Hasaikai can take him down before he becomes too much of a threat. I need to report back to the leader of this revelation. Taking down the Shai Hasaikai and new sister. Izuku was doing a few last minutes preparations before going to face Overhaul. He was sitting in his room working on a few things. His mother and Arie had left the apartment not long ago. He heard a knock on his door as he knew who knocked. Using a web to open the door, he saw Uraraka enter. Uraraka, good evening, mentor. Izuku, I am not your mentor yet. Uraraka, what are you working on? Looking to the side on the bed, a new version of her hero suit could be seen. She looked at with curiosity. Uraraka, why did you make a new suit for me? Izuku, thought you could use an upgrade to your suit. I built in both web shooters and grappling system. The helmet you can test when we are at the Triskelion. Uraraka, thank you for the upgrade then. She grabbed the suit as she watched what Izuku is making. Uraraka, what are you making? Izuku, something that can make Overhaul pay from what he did to Nijire. Uraraka, I heard she just regained her quirk. Izuku, indeed, I managed to get a hand on the quirk erasing bullet that I can use against him. Uraraka, I have heard from Nizi or have made a request to mentor her. Izuku, she has a lot potential, but she will also need to learn patience and not rush in. Uraraka, you're the one to talk. Izuku, you know what I meant. Uraraka just smiled softly while shaking her head. Izuku, was this the only reason you are here? Uraraka, no, Inko asked me to babysit Arie. Soon the door to the apartment opened as Arie came running in with a huge smile on her face. Arie, we are back home. Izuku and Uraraka walked out his room as Inko had a teasing smile on her face. Izuku, Mom, please don't. Inko, alright, I won't. Izuku, so how was your day, Arie? Arie, it was great and I-san. Izuku froze up as he looked at his mother. Izuku, you adopted her? Inko, well, you always wanted a sibling, and I know how much you care about Arie, so I decided to adopt her. Arie, is that bad? Izuku, of course not, just promise me one thing. Izuku crouched down and placed his hand on his new sister. Izuku, if a boy asks you out, let me know first. Uraraka, he has already accepted that he is her brother. Inko, I feel bad for the boy that decided to ask her out. Izuku, Mom, why did you ask Uraraka to babysit? Inko, I am heading out with Mitsuki. You'll finish the last part of your mission, so I asked your friend here to look after Arie. Izuku, I need to go. Inko, and why is that young man? Izuku, making sure Arie is permanently safe from him. Arie, you mean I won't have to be afraid of the scary bird man? Izuku, yes, Arie, I will make sure he won't ever be able to hurt you ever again. Arie hugged her new older brother as he hugged her back. He then let go before entering his room and changing to his suit. He left through the window before swinging to Overhaul's home. Arriving on top of a building, he watched the building as he noticed Overhaul have made his security better. Izuku, you can get as many men you want, Overhaul, but to protect my new sister, I will even fight against S.H.I.E.L.D., but can your security protect you against me? He waited for a bit before jumping over the fence wall and knocked out the first guard he saw. He saw multiple guards aiming guns at him, but he quickly used his quirk and began to move fast towards each and every one of them. Soon they all fell down knocked out. Izuku, mind, I don't have time to deal with them. Running to the shed, he entered it before punching the hidden passage open. Jumping down the stairs, he was confronted by Overhaul's henchmen. He wasn't faced by them. Izuku, I don't have time for this. Reeling his arm back while making a fist, he thrust it forward, sending the henchmen down the hall. He webbed them down to the ground before running down the hall. While with Overhaul, he was walking further down the hall along with Shin and Rappa. The 8 bullets except Shin and Rappa still needed time to recover. Overhaul, Shin, Rappa, keep the spider away from me while I escape. Rappa, understood, sir. Shin, will you be okay alone? Overhaul, of course, just hold him back. Shin nodded as he and Rappa left Overhaul. With Izuku, he had webbed more of Overhaul's henchmen up. Izuku, mind, nice try, Overhaul, but it takes more than that to stop me. He felt his spider sense activate as he avoided attack. He seized more henchmen. Izuku, you guys are like an annoying sickness, you will always come unexpected. Taking out a web bomb, he throws it at them as it webbed them. Izuku, who is next? Rappa, that would be me. Turning towards Rappa, he punched Izuku as he landed on the wall. Izuku, so you can still fight Rappa? Rappa, of course I can. Izuku, well, unfortunately I have something to do, so I don't have time. Rappa, if you want to face Overhaul, you need to face me. Izuku, well, guess I should stop holding back on you. Rappa, you held back? Izuku, yes, I held back. Izuku charged up his quirk. He then went and began to pummel Rappa in the chest. This forced him to block. Rappa tried to counter him doing the same, but Izuku dodged his attacks. He sucker punched Rappa in the stomach with 1 for all 43%. He punched upwards and destroyed the ceiling as it traps Rappa under it. He webbed the rubble onto him. Rappa, I really did not stand a chance. Izuku, if Overhaul was not such a priority, maybe I would have entertained the fight in the past. I would have entertained it on purpose, even if Overhaul is close to escape, but times have changed, Rappa, so have I. He was about to leave, but his sense warned him. He backflipped over a bullet, and he turned towards the person that shot it. Izuku, so, you really tried to erase my quirk while I was not focused on you. Shin took a step back. Izuku webbed the person closer. He grabbed Shin's arms and broke them. The man fell down in pain as Izuku punched him. Izuku just looked at the unconscious man before shaking his head. Izuku, what an idiot. He left the hallway he was in and quickly headed to Overhaul. While with Overhaul, he placed a hand on a wall as it began to move behind him, hoping it could slow him down. But he knew it wouldn't. He made a wall in case Izuku got too close. He got outside to see he was confronted by a few of heroes. Sir Night Eye, you're under arrest, Overhaul. Overhaul, not today. I still have something to fulfill. Quirks are nothing more than a disease, and I will cure the world of that very disease. Mirio, power! He tried to attack Overhaul, but Overhaul placed a hand on the ground as spikes began to form. They shot towards Mirio. The hero in training passed through the spikes with his quirk and tried to hit the Yakuza leader. He tried to grab Mirio, but Mirio used his quirk. Overhaul, you pests are just making him come closer. I need to leave before he arrive. Sir Night Eye, who? Overhaul, out of my way! He slammed his hands into the ground, but nothing happened. Looking at a skyscraper, he saw Aizawa using his quirk. Overhaul, damn you! He was hit by a stample by Sir Night Eye. He landed on the ground but got up quickly. Overhaul, you heroes are getting really annoying. He took out a gun and shot a quirk erasing bullet at Aizawa. It forced him to look away. Overhaul placed a hand on the ground and made his quirk hit Aizawa with spikes. The underground hero barely managed to avoid, but Overhaul wasn't done. He saw a nearby henchman and grabbed him, merging with him. This shocked all the heroes. Overhaul, if I must fight all of you, then come at me. I need to get out of here before. Izuku, and where do you think you're going? Overhaul was shocked as he looked behind him to see leaning on a wall was Superior Spider-Man. The heroes was shocked to see him here as well. Izuku, leave, I have a score to settle with him. Sir Night Eye, you can't just. Ryukyu, Night Eye, listen to him. Remember last time you tried to interfere, Nijire even said he is with S.H.I.E.L.D., so has Nizu. You are messing with people that is protecting the planet, so either we leave, or you can fight him alone, not to mention it is probably his mission. Sir Night Eye balled his fist. He knew that nothing he did could change the outcome. Sir Night Eye, he has ruined my plans to capture Overhaul. You will pay one day, Superior Spider-Man. They left the Yakuza and anti-hero alone as both glared at each other. Izuku, you had ruined a little girl's life just to fuel your sick dream. Overhaul, she is a cursed child. Izuku, that cursed child is my sister. Since you mess with her, you are only leaving in a casket. Overhaul, when I have gotten rid of you, I will look for her so I can continue my work. Izuku didn't say anything. He sent a web at him. Overhaul grabbed the web and pulled Izuku towards him. Overhaul tried to grab him, but Izuku twisted his body and kicked him in the head. Izuku then jumped away from Overhaul. The Yakuza charged at Izuku, but he shot out a spider drone and began to hit Overhaul. He began to block the drone's attack. He touched the ground with one of his hands. Spikes began to hurry towards Izuku, but he slammed his foot into the as a shockwave destroyed the ground around them. Izuku jumped into the air and hit Overhaul with a web. Izuku mind, got to take this battle to the sky. He pulled Overhaul into the air. He pulled the Yakuza closer before punching him in the back of the head. He quickly pulled himself to the surface of a building. Sticking to the surface of one, he looked at Overhaul as the Yakuza glared at him. Overhaul, I will not let you win. Izuku, I know you're too stubborn to admit defeat, but I have something that can defeat you, permanently. Overhaul, I like to see this thing that can defeat me. Izuku, sorry, but you won't get to. Jumping off the side of the building, he avoided the spikes Overhaul is sending at him. The Yakuza wasn't giving up as Izuku charged one for all in his finger and hit Overhaul with the air pressure while destroying some spikes. Izuku hit Overhaul's face with a web before pulling upwards and then quickly pull it downwards. Overhaul's face was slammed into the ground as Izuku began to web his body while holding him in place with more web. Izuku, seems like I have caught myself a bird. Overhaul, here I thought you were more serious. Izuku, a good joke could always be useful. Overhaul used his quirk on the web. He then got rid of the rest before Izuku had kicked him in the stomach. He slid backwards while glaring at the anti-hero. He grabbed a nibi tree and turned it into a pillar that hit Izuku in the stomach. Izuku was sent into the fence wall as he bounced a bit off it, kneeling down. He looked towards Overhaul to see the Yakuza leader charging at him. he barely managed to jump out the way as Overhaul's hand touched the wall. Izuku mind, that was too close for comfort. He webbed Overhaul's face and pulled the web down and slammed the Yakuza leader down. Izuku shot out a new spider drone. It began to continue shot web at Overhaul. This distracted him as Izuku took the chance to charge up one for all. He punched Overhaul with 50%. He knocked Overhaul before hitting with a small drone. The small spider drone crawled under Overhaul's jacket to his arm. It stabbed Overhaul in the arm with the bullet that Izuku had retrieved from Nijire. Izuku mind, it should amplify the effect so it is permanent. I won't let you hurt Arie ever again, Overhaul. Izuku called Fury to his location. After a few minutes, Overhaul woke up, he touched the ground and nothing happened. Shocked, he tried again, but the effect was the same. Overhaul, why can't I? Izuku, use your quirk. I made something that can keep you from using your quirk forever. Overhaul, what have you? Izuku punched Overhaul. Izuku, shut up. You hurt my sister. I will not let you hurt her again. Soon multiple S.H.I.E.L.D. agents came down from the sky and put Overhaul in quirk-canceling cuffs. They then went inside to grab the rest of the 8 bullets, while the police took the henchmen. Nick, I see your mission was a success. Great job, Superior Spider-Man. Izuku, can I stay here before returning? Nick, I have heard you have adopted the victim as your new sister. I guess you can stay here for a while, but when the month ends, you have to back to the Triskelion. Izuku, got it, sir. Nick, and one more thing before you leave. Izuku, what is it? Nick, Arie now has the entire S.H.I.E.L.D. protecting her, so anyone try and hurt her, they have to go through S.H.I.E.L.D. first, and if Overhaul escape, feel free to get rid of him permanently. Izuku was confused as Nick Fury left him. Izuku mind, guess I don't need to worry that much for Arie. He began to swing home, not noticing someone was watching him. Mind, he took down Overhaul. I shouldn't be surprised, the guy had it coming. He is more sick of a person than any people I know, using a small girl's blood to make quirk-erasing bullets. I think we could invite a few people from the League of Villains to help us to get that Uraraka girl. She is the key for us to rule the world.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.